Lawyers.
Good morning. It's 7 a.m. on Friday, March the 26th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect to see mostly cloudy skies with a high of 80. Coming up today on Off the Bench, presented by All-Star Toyota, new LSU linebackers coach Blake Baker stops by at 7:30. The LSU Sports Radio Network's Hunt Palmer at 8:30. And FanDuel's MeganMakinMoney joins the show at 9:30. Follow the show today on Twitter and Instagram at OTB_ESPN. Watch it live, the 1045 ESPN YouTube channel, or on Cox Sports Television. You can interact inside the Bayou Ford YouTube chat. Hour number one of Off the Bench starts right now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert. Yeah. Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Welcome in. It is Off the Bench. It is Friday. Casual Friday in full effect. The fit is good. Feeling good. Yoga Studio 90 already done. Endorphins pumping in my veins right now, boys. I'm ready. How you feeling? How's everyone feeling
tell
this
that
morning?
you did some working out because there is a button undone that typically doesn't get undone until about the third hour.
Right below the sternum, baby. Little sex cells. We're now on CST. We got to bring in the viewers. There you go. You're welcome, CST, which, by the way, exciting news, boys. I believe it's starting April 1st. And this is not an April Fool's joke. CST will be carrying the third hour of the show.
There we go.
How about that? Going to be 7 to 10 a.m. starting on April 1st. Thank you to everyone who helped make that happen. That is awesome. We're all very excited about it. And again, boys, y'all got to come with me on 420 to Broga. But we'll talk about that later. How's everyone doing this morning, though? You good? You ready? A little Friday show?
Yeah.
Head of the weekend?
I'm ready to go. Big weekend for the Hester crew. We're going to head up to Shreveport. Got my 13th annual football camp.
Oh, nice,
so
man.
Excited about that. Got my guy Benny Logan's going to come help out.
Shout out Smoke.
Couldn't get my co-host to come up to Shreveport, but Benny came.
Literally never asked me.
Yeah, that's true.
Until just so we're all painfully
That's
clear on
true.
this point. Danny Musso, what kind of energy we working with today? How you feeling, boys? You feel good? I'm getting good vibes.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. I'm a little tired. A little
Fine.
tired. I mean, it's
Ooh,
fine.
fine.
A little tired.
Okay.
Hey,
Long day
you're
yesterday.
married.
Fake it till you make it.
You're married fine's not good.
Yeah, you got to fake it till you
No,
make it.
it
You need to
was-
get it
yeah.
up right now. Danny,
Oh,
what about
easy,
you?
Easy.
I mean, I'm pumped. It's the weekend.
Yeah.
Got the goal playing tomorrow.
Yeah.
Shout out at the goal mine. Be
Let's
there.
go.
And yeah.
There we go. That's more of what I'm looking for right there,
Well,
Moose.
it's
You got
7
LSU, Tennessee. You got a top
Right.
15
Yeah,
matchup.
I'm actually reading about Tennessee. It's 7:03. Give me about an hour, and I'll be good to go.
Okay, at 8:03, we're going to check back in, and you better be feeling better. Right now, let's dive into some headlines brought to you by BBQ Guys.
OTB headlines are brought to you by Barbecue Guys. They're your one-stop shop for everything outdoor kitchens and living. Barbecue Guys, helping America host better barbecues since 1998.
The NBA trade deadline came and went, and although the Pelicans did make a move, Lonzo Ball was not moved. So the lack of move was maybe actually the biggest news, as despite the fact that Lonzo Ball would be a restricted free agent this offseason, it seems like the Pelicans want to see how far they can push this thing with him as a member of the squad. So Lonzo Ball at least here for the rest of the year, but maybe this is a sign that they're interested in keeping him even longer term.
Yeah, this points to him, being a Pelican potentially. Like, we didn't really know how much they were in love with Lonzo Ball, but not moving him, and you're in contention, but you're not in a spot where, if you moved him, everybody would have been yelling at you. So you had the chance to move him, you didn't. So it seems like they're going to try to match any offer he gets in free agency.
It makes a lot of sense. We can revisit it later in the show, but if you just look from a trajectory standpoint, the Cat has really improved the last couple of seasons. And so obviously that becomes a bit exciting. I think where you get nervous is the NBA marketplace can get so crazy sometimes, and value can get driven up to such an extent. You just want to make sure that you're not forced into paying any insane deals come summertime. The Pelicans did make a move, though, as they send J.J. Redick and Nicolo Melli to the Dallas Mavericks for James Johnson and Wesley Iwundu and a second-round pick. And it proves an old adage. You know what doesn't have a lot of value in the NBA? Three-point shooters that can't make threes. And unfortunately, even though I like both, Redick and Melly fell into that category.
Yeah, they did. And, the veteran leadership can only take you so far. Like, if you're on the court, you're not making threes, and you're a three-point specialist, you don't have any value on the team.
Yeah, and the players you get in return don't really there's nothing that you're going to, be super excited about or write home about. But I did find James Johnson to be a bit interesting, given that kind of when you read about him, the report on him is that he's known for his hard-nosed nature. And when you talk about things that the Pelicans need, I think like a little bit of toughness, a little bit of that meanness, a little enforcer type of attitude, that would be near the top of the list. So maybe Johnson can have a positive impact in that regard. Also, you now have 4 second-round picks in the upcoming NBA draft. How about it?
Second-round picks in an NBA draft.
Oh, absolutely. But if you get enough of them, right, you just have, one of them might work, right? You throw enough crap at the wall, something might stick. In LSU baseball news, that was mean to all those second-round picks. It's a hell of a thing to be drafted. In LSU baseball news, the Tigers got a top 15 matchup with the Tennessee Volunteers coming up later in the show. We'll give you our top 5 screw Tennessee moments. But it'll hopefully be adding to that list this weekend. Instead of Coach Paul Maneri's sound, let's hear from Coach Tony Vitello as he was addressing the media yesterday and was asked about LSU starting rotation.
So you get a variety of different pitchers. A kid that Max Ferguson played against and knows very well on Sunday that we offered a scholarship to here at Tennessee. Jaden Hill, a top prospect, who's more of a velo guy on Saturday. And then an incredible pitchability guy, but also, we're talking getting up to 93, 94 miles an hour from Marceau. So not only do you have great arms, but you have different looks. And so the key for our guys is to focus on what is in front of them at that very moment. And then also understand that while we want our guys to think their best always beats the opponent's best, you can't ignore the fact that there's a different approach that each pitcher calls for. You bring in a submarine guy out of the pen, you're not going to swing the bat the same way against him that you would against Jackson Leith or whoever else you want to bring up as an example.
So Coach Tony Vitello talking about LSU starting rotation, going to be a great one this weekend. And as Coach Maneri told us yesterday, as Coach Vitello talked about right there, Landon Marceau taking the bump on Friday night. Jaden Hill bumping back to Saturday. I'm getting excited, boys. Taking the show on the road.
Yeah,
separation game.
They made it up to Knoxville. Apparently, they had some delays and had a bumpy flight, they said, but they made it to Knoxville. Hopefully, you can get the series in, and the weather's not supposed to be great there.
Yeah, well, we'll just assume that they're going to play, hopefully. To me, you have the top tier of the SEC, which is like Vandy, Mississippi State, Florida, maybe. And then I think
maybe get the Ole Miss.
Okay. Yeah. And then I feel like these two teams are right outside of that top tier. At least that's what I think. So whoever wins this series can stake claim to being that kind of next best in conference. And the NCAA tournament, it starts again tomorrow, boys. Jacob Hester already giving picks out. I'm sure you have all kinds of picks ready to go this week. And the Sweet 16, though, starts tomorrow at 1:40 p.m. The Oregon State and Loyola Chicago. Shout out Sister Jean. You're congratulated, obligated to say that when you talk about Loyola. But yeah, basically it'll be 1:40 tomorrow through 8:45 Sunday night when Oregon USC kick it off. March Madness is back to carry you through the weekend.
Which matchup right now do you think will be the best game? Not one are you rooting for, not one you're necessarily going to pay the most attention to. But for me, it looks like Florida State, Michigan.
I was about to say, look, I don't know what I'm talking about. From a seeding, obviously, go look at the 104.5 bracket standings. But from a seeding standpoint, sure. Florida State, Michigan, those are actually kind of besides. And then I guess Gonzaga, Creighton, but we just think Creighton's going to dominate there. Oregon, USC.
You think Creighton's going to dominate Gonzaga?
No, excuse me, Gonzaga. That's what I meant.
I was like, that's why you're last place.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. Look, in terms of narrative, I can get down with Oregon, USC. You got to love two conference rivals going toe-to-toe in the Sweet 16 that are so evenly seeded. So I guess I'll answer with the Sunday nightcap at 8:45, Oregon, USC. And LSU softball
Too bad,
news.
Oregon, USC. It's like we've seen that one before. It's kind of
Are you talking about on the football field?
No, and just in conference play, like Oregon, USC, like we've seen that.
Who took it home during the season? Do you know off the top of your head? I would be very
USC.
impressed. Okay, there you go. In LSU softball news, speaking of top 10 matchups, LSU softball will take on number 5 Florida in Gainesville this weekend. 5 p.m. tonight, SEC Network Plus. Sunday's game will be on SEC Network Plus at 10 a.m. And then how about Saturday's game on the main ESPN channel at 4 p.m. Like Coach Torina says, doesn't shake the girls maybe to spend a little extra time on the eye black. I get it. I've been there before. But here's to hoping that Coach Torina's crew can go up there and get another tough-fought series win. I don't think Florida's ready for this battle-tested LSU team. We'll find out.
Florida's really good, and they're really good at home. They pitch it extremely well. Obviously, LSU does. I don't expect high-scoring games. Kind of expect 2-1s, the 3-2 type series. So anytime you have that type of series, it's all about the small things on the base pass. Can you steal some bags? Can you take the extra base? LSU's got some team speed, so they got to take full advantage of it.
Yeah, Florida last week swept Ole Miss, outscoring them 19-0. Didn't give up a single run. But Coach Torina got a little, not prickly, but, she pushed back when I was like, the bats aren't where you want them to be yesterday. And she was basically like, well, we played really good teams.
T-Bob.
We'll see that battle-tested nature this weekend. In LSU gymnastics news, I feel like we shout these women out every day, but it's because they continue to earn it. Shout out to Haley Bryant, Sammy Durante, Kaya Johnson, and Aliona Shinikova as they combine to earn 7 WCGA regular season All-American awards. They just continue to collect the hardware. Gymnastics will be back in action next weekend for that NCAA regional. In LSU swimming and diving, the first day of the NCAA championships is in the books, and 2 Tigers claimed All-American status as Juan Celaya Hernandez earns a bronze medal on the 1-meter springboard, which gives him the title of NCAA All-American. And Brooks Curry, as a sophomore, finishes top 10 in the 50-yard freestyle to earn All-American status as well. Shout out to those 2 athletes. And finally, in LSU basketball news, this came out yesterday from Sports Illustrated. Say that reportedly the FBI is back in Baton Rouge. The investigation into Will Wade is ongoing. And multiple sources have told Sports Illustrated that FBI agents have been in Baton Rouge interviewing people kind of throughout the city. So this is a Sports Illustrated report. We will see where this story eventually goes. But it looks like the FBI may not be done just yet. We'll have to wait and see.
You don't say.
Yeah, I know.
Thanks for the breaking news, Pat.
Yeah. I don't know where this is all going to go. I guess that's the question, right? Is this more of we're repeating the same thing over and over again? Is there something new? Time will tell on this front.
Yeah. By the way, USC did take care of Oregon.
Look at it.
72-58.
That's why this man has taken a significant lead in the 104.5 ESPN Bracket Challenge. You were up to like 82?
I haven't checked yet.
Or something? I looked last night. I think you're up 82, second place 78, and then there's like a steep drop-off.
Is Musa, you still second?
No, Musa's fallen off the pace a bit.
Come on,
I'm
Moose.
tied for 3rd.
I thought we were trying to make this.
We were.
If one of us won, we all won.
Well, yeah, exactly. You're winning and I'm winning. We talked about that, and so we got both into the spectrum. We're creating an OTB sandwich. You're at the very top. I'm at the very bottom. Everybody else is chasing us. There you go, dude.
I like the logic.
There you go. That's spin. All right, we got Blake Baker coming up at 7:30. Talk about these LSU linebackers. We'll get to some Damone Clark sound next as he was talking to the media yesterday. And then also, I want to talk a little LSU offensive line. It's time to bring back the 5, baby. 5-man protections, that is. So keep it locked right here on Off the Bench, 104.5 ESPN.
OTB headlines are presented daily by Barbecue Guys. Remember, the most popular grill on the market is Blaze Grills. Premium gas grills that combine expert engineering and dependable performance. All backed by a best-in-class lifetime warranty. Visit barbecueguys.com or our local showroom to learn more about Blaze Grills. Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
So we're about to do a Central Plumbing read. And you have a mischievous glint in your eye, Jacob Hester. I'm wondering what you have planned for this Central Plumbing read. Call 925-8552 for any plumbing issues that you may have.
I have nothing. But when I think of Central Plumbing, I do think of you.
Yeah,
that is
fair.
what I think of
Completely fair.
because you've had to use their services
Quite a bit.
a couple of times.
No doubt.
Because you have a unique skill set. We'll say that.
I
But-
enjoy my alone time in the bathroom.
Yeah, but
for sure.
Central Plumbing gets you out of trouble in that very, very bad situation. And they can do that for others, residential or commercial. They can handle any of your plumbing needs. That is commode, a word that I taught you yesterday, and your sink as well.
CentralPlumbing.org, CentralPlumbing.org, 925-8552. Look, yeah, and actually, it's not just residential. Commercially, if you have a business, an office building, you need your plumbing needs met, they got all the insurance, paperwork, and personnel to do so. But really, just any plumbing issue, don't think twice. Call Central Plumbing, and your problems are solved. CentralPlumbing.org.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
$29,995 for a new Ford F-150. Bayou Ford in LaPlace has brand new 2020 Ford F-150s for only $29,995. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. And with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Saban office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Saban have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
Sports wouldn't be the same without the die-hard fans. That's why we're highlighting the fans that do the most. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge brings you the Citizens Bank Fan of the Week. Check it out at 104.5.
Bet Rivers presents a Friday edition of Game Time from Ruffino's on Highland Road. Jimmy makes his Sweet 16 picks, and Bruce Marshall joins the show from Vegas. Looking for angles, crunching the numbers, sweating the action. Game Time, 10 a.m., 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Hey, what up, y'all? Welcome back, OTB. We're hanging out with you this Friday morning, getting set for the weekend. Hope you're having an excellent day. We're going to talk a little football here to kick off the show. It is spring ball. They have another scrimmage this Saturday?
Yes, they do.
I'm guessing. Okay, right on. Very cool. So the Tigers will be back on the scrimmage field tomorrow. Going to learn more and more about this team. And there's two things that I think I want to talk about here. Yesterday we talked about position groups that maybe need to develop, and there were some interesting groups in there you wouldn't have expected, like running back and even something like wide receiver, where you have a ton of talent. When you actually look outside of Keyshawn Butte, it's not a ton of kind of proven, overwhelming talent. So there's playing time to be had. One position group where there's no playing time to be had, maybe except for one spot, but is still uber critical, and a group that I'm looking for massive improvement from is, Jake, that offensive line. And I say no playing time to be had because everybody is returning. So you get all 5 starters back across the line. So you get Dare Rosenthal, Ed Ingram, Liam Shanahan, Jason Hines, thank you. And then, of course, Austin Deculus out there at right tackle. Now, maybe if one of these young linemen could develop, like certainly right guard, you would think maybe like Hines doesn't have that absolutely locked down. But if we're still getting quotes from Coach O about Anthony Bradford getting in shape, I don't hold much hope for that. I'm worried about center. I don't know what the backup center situation is like. Charles Turner played last year, and now he's very young, thrust into the fire. He did an all right job, but certainly Liam Shanahan, you have to hope that he remains healthy. But outside of the kind of brittle nature of the O-line, because I don't know if I love their depth right now, I do love their frontline starting talent. The thing is, and maybe you're like, but why, they weren't that good last year. Well, I think the reason that they weren't that good last year, I think the reasons were many. Partially was them, partially was scheme, partially it's when you throw young quarterbacks in and decisions get longer and you become a bit more predictable. But the bottom line is this year, if they want to get back to where they were, you have to bring back the 5-man protections and be able to execute it at a level where you can pull it off. In 2019, nobody ran more 5-man protections than did LSU. And when your offense, when the mission statement, Jake, of the offense is get the ball to playmakers in space, you want as many playmakers available on the field at any time. How do you do that? You only protect with 5. Now, it's on the quarterback, too.
Absolutely.
Quarterback has to protect themselves with the options that you present him. But if you can do that, then you can take advantage of these wide receiver rooms and these running back rooms and some of the other talented skill players you have.
No, you're right. LSU did lead the country in 2019 in 5-man protections. They led the country in empty backfields. That's something that went away in 2020. And if you're saying, wait a minute, and you're 5, and what if they bring 7? Well, that's on the quarterback, to your point. The quarterback has to throw off the 2 guys that are coming. You got those hot routes. You have to have those side adjustments. Well, you have to believe in your quarterback that he can do that. Obviously, they believed in Joe Burrow, right? He was a film junkie. They knew he was ready for every situation. So if they did bring 7, he knew exactly where he was going with the ball before they even really brought the blitz. Like if they just showed it, he could read the coverage. So the quarterback is a key piece in this. He has got to be able, and if he wants to throw the line to the right or left, if he wants to slide protect, like he's got to choose right as well. And he has to know if he slides them to the right and they bring 1 extra, well, that guy is his. That is his responsibility that he's got to throw off of. So you have to work in unison. But we've seen 5-man protections work really, really well here because if you have a quarterback that can make those decisions, if they want to bring 7 and you're doing the right things with the ball, then you got a really good chance to hit a home run up the seam or something like that. So it's on the quarterback. Obviously, the offensive line's got to do their job. The 5 that they're blocking, they have to block those 5, right? It doesn't matter if they don't pick up their 5. And also, it's on the running back to be able to show that he can be in the empty protection, that he can be a receiver out there because Clyde was. Last year, they didn't have that, right? And that's no disrespect to the backs that lined up out there. Clyde Edwards-Helaire was a first-round pick. I understand that. But they've got guys with that skill set, so they've got to take advantage of that as well because all of that is what made LSU's 2019 offense really work from a scheme standpoint.
Yeah, I mean, it's like almost anything else in terms of strategy or competition. It's I mean, if you look like a lot of military history, this is what decides the day a lot of times. It's just allocation of resources. Every body that you keep in is one less option for the quarterback to get rid of the ball to. Every body that you keep in is one less threat to that defense. And there was far too many times last year, and especially in 2018, when I think they almost led the country in 7-man protections, where even last year they were so unconfident. That's not a word. So unconfident at times that they would be keeping in 6 people and the other team's rushing 4. Well, that's a horrible allocation of resources, Jake. Like, especially if you don't have a running quarterback.
That's awful.
That means you got 7 guys that are being wasted on 4. Of course the defense is going to win that battle.
North Turner used to call it, you have guys patrolling the area.
Yeah.
You look like a policeman, and you got your arms out, and you're just patrolling. That's all you're doing. He hated it. He would always, like, you had a route. There was no, hey, just stay in. Hey, max protect.
Yeah, so, like, would you, like, let's say they kept you under protection, but then nobody comes, and
you're
you're
out.
immediately turning
Then you're
around,
out.
you're swinging out?
You are a check down. You are a flat. You're a check down. You're a swing. You're something. Because why would I have you back here for nothing? Like, look, we're at a level, if the offensive line can't block one-on-one, we got to get somebody new in here. Like, we're not going to keep you in. But LSU in 2018 was doing that. They were keeping Foster Moreau and Nick Brissett. I can't, like, my guy Nick, all I saw, like, they never let him catch the ball because he's just doing this over and over, right? That doesn't help your offense. And so, look, if I've got a 6-man protection, let's call it a 6-man protection, and I'm John Emery and I'm back there, okay, I've got to know that the offensive line has the 4 down linemen and they've got the Mike linebacker, and I'm either cross-scanning, which means I've got everybody else, or if I just have one side, look, I've got safety, corner, and I've got my side linebacker. I've got, let's call it the nickel Sam linebacker, okay? I've got those 3 guys, and if they don't come, I'm out.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not waiting. I'm not just sitting there, like, making sure. No, you have to know your responsibility enough if I'm the running back that as soon as those 3 guys don't come, I've got to get them out in my route to give the quarterback another option. And you can't delay it. Like, you have to watch enough film to know, okay, well, if this safety's here, this corner can't come by alignment, right? Yeah. And if this corner's pressed and this safety's cheating over, well, here comes the corner. Here comes the cowboy blitz. I've got to be ready for it. All of those things go into getting out in your route faster. The best, Darren Sproles, was the best I've ever seen at doing it. Those guys get out, and it makes them even faster than they already are.
Well, and then you protect the O-line as well, because if they do lose a one-on-one block, you're the safety valve, and you just dump it off and whatever. Maybe you get tackled for a 1-yard gain. It's better than a sack. Like, it just sets you up for success. So this is a little nerd. Like, this is, this is not always a conversation that you find just on, like, casual football conversation. But if you're really looking at this LSU team and you're trying to get back to the, I mean, they're chasing the ghost of 2019. And if you're talking about the keys to make that happen, the O-line being able to execute, really, as we just discussed, the team as a whole being able to execute those 5-man protections is, a top 3 factor in deciding what this team could be. And then communication to the O-line and the quarterback. Liam Shanahan talked about this a lot recently, where it seemed like last year they're just, and it makes sense, right? You have freshmen, you have guys coming in and out, that a lot of times they weren't on the same page. It led to a lot of MAs, a lot of misidentified protections, and that showed up on film. So hopefully by maybe like halfway through fall camp, you have your starting quarterback. You really start to nail down that chemistry and communication there, eliminate those, and then you got to physically execute on the 5-mans. And if you do all of that, then your playmakers can finally shine. So, big year coming up for the big boys in the trenches.
You have too many veterans in that room now. I mean, Dare, multiple years starting. Ed's been here a very long time. Shanahan started at Harvard, started here. I mean, we go down the list. Obviously, Deculus, I think he came in with you. Jesus. Even Chasen. Chasen started games in 2018.
Yeah.
Okay, hey.
Remember that Auburn game? He got thrust into an Auburn game as a true freshman.
Against Georgia, if I'm not mistaken, right? I mean, he played in that game. So, look, if they've got double A-gap mugs and you allow those guys to come free because you're sliding out, like, that's wrong. Like, you don't do that. That's day one install. Like, you block inside out so your quarterback can step up in the pocket. He can beat the guy coming off the edge. He can't beat the linebacker that's coming right up the A-gap.
I mean, my favorite thing is the linebacker through the A, or like just allowing a free rush through the A, and then the running back has to try to take him on. It never works out well.
Especially when you would be under center and there'd be double A-gap mugs.
Like,
and
what are we doing?
That one of those guys is your responsibility. It's like, that's fun.
So just a little pass pro thought of the day. If this LSU offense is going to be super successful, now we're going to switch it to the defense. As next, we're going to talk to new LSU linebacker coach Blake Baker. So keep it locked right here on Off the Bench, 104.5 ESPN.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to DonaldsonGlassandBody.com today. Donaldson Glass and Body. Remember, if you're an experienced automotive glass tech and you want industry-leading pay, paid sick leave, paid vacation, full bennies, 401k, maybe even a signing bonus, you want to get in touch with Donaldson Glass and Body, give them your resume today. It's an awesome environment to work in. I love it over there at DG&B, Jake.
They can add years to your car's life, which they've done for T. They're doing for me right now. Look, I had a situation where we had a lot going on with this car. They towed it, and the best part about it, I tell you all the time because it's true, so many people would just fix it. They give you a big bill and say, what? You told me to fix the car.
Yeah.
No, they went step by step. Here's what you've got going on. What do you want us to do? Do you want us to fix everything? How far should we take this process? I appreciate that transparency because others would not do that, T.
You ask them what's wrong with the car, and they said, lots of stuff. Go to DonaldsonGlassandBody.com, DonaldsonGlassandBody.com.
Our listeners fire up their opinions on the JimsFirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the JimsFirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
I'm feeling good. So good. I just thought you should know.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Saban office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Saban have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
This isn't just another day, it's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Le posso offrire un caffè. Andiamo.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Friday's AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. The Riot Radio Hours return, and we're getting you set for LSU at Tennessee. Join us Friday, 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Welcome back, Off the Bench. Hanging out with you here on this Friday. And what better way to start this Friday than talking a little football with one of the brand new members of this LSU coaching staff. Of course, we're talking about new linebackers coach Blake Baker. Coach Baker, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Oh, thank you for having me on anytime.
Yeah, man. So, so we got to talk the other day at the Coaches Caravan a couple weeks back. And as many maybe do or do not know, you have so many Louisiana ties and love. And so this was like a bit of a homecoming for you and your family. How's the extended homecoming going? Are we out of the honeymoon period? Are you loving it? How are you settling in so far?
I feel like I'm still in the honeymoon period, man. It's every single day, every single week that we're bumping into old friends or and speaking from my wife's standpoint as well. She was out at practice yesterday and she's talking to one of our support staff's wives and they ended up playing youth basketball together. So
wow.
It's been really, really cool seeing familiar faces. Like I said, almost on a daily basis, bumping into somebody that I hadn't necessarily seen in years. So it's been a lot of fun.
And Coach, you have a wealth of defensive knowledge, been a coordinator all over in terms of college football, and now you're bringing that to bear on an LSU linebacker group. And if I'm just being, brutally honest, last year the linebacker group, I think more than any position group, really left a lot to be desired. It was very passive play. The fundamentals didn't really look to be there. How have you tried to kind of combat that? Like, how these early stages working with these guys last year who seemed to really struggle?
I think the biggest thing, and really I didn't watch. I watched very little tape from last year. I wanted to kind of come in with my own opinions and form my own opinions as we get into this thing. And from what I've seen so far. One thing we're always going to harp on, and especially here with Coach O, is fundamentals, being technique sound. I think they're doing a really, really nice job with that. And then, I kind of heard whispers, kind of the same thing, passive, not aggressive. So my challenge to those guys was do not be afraid to make a mistake. And, early on, I know we're I guess a third of the way through. I would not say that passive is a word that people will use to describe the LSU linebacker core next year. They've been downhill, filling gaps. I've been very impressed with their physical acumen as far as putting their face on somebody at the moment of truth.
And, Coach, everyone that gets in front of a microphone over the last couple of days has mentioned Bug Strong, the linebacker coming over from junior college in Mississippi. Obviously, like he's new here, but playing junior college, having that experience, how much does that help him be able to maybe play right away here at LSU?
Yeah, I think getting on the field and developing there at junior college, he has a great feel for the game. You can see that he's playing himself into shape, and he gets better and better every single day. And he's getting more comfortable within the scheme every single day. But he's he packs a powerful punch. He's explosive, really good 6-inch pop. But the most impressive thing to me is just his attitude. Comes in every single day. Teammates really, really, love him just because he's always got a smile on his face. He's yes, sir, no, sir. Comes to work, kind of a blue-collar mentality, and he's really fun to coach.
Coach, I want to go back to something because it's I've been on both sides of it, and it's a horrible feeling when you're on the other side, when you're on a really short leash. But you mentioned you don't want to be your player. You don't want your players to be afraid to make a mistake. Kind of expound on that a bit. Like, what do you mean by that? How does that help them out?
I hated when I played and, you make a mistake and the coach yanks you. You never get into a rhythm. Mistakes are going to happen. So, and especially we're learning a new defense. So, right now, I know some of the guys will get down on themselves early. I said, we'll get that corrected off of film. Now, if we come in and we continue to make the same mistakes after we've corrected on film, after we've walked through it, we've used the virtual room to walk through it, well, yeah, I'll start getting a little angry at that point. But, some of these guys get frustrated, and it's our first day installing defense, and we're seeing new offensive plays, and you can't think like that, man. Just cut it loose. We'll correct it off film. And I think they're starting to warm up to that idea and understanding that it's okay. But run and hit, man, that's my biggest challenge to them. I'm not going to coach effort. That's something that's between you and you, as the great Ray Lewis said, and I believe that. So you got to run to the ball as fast as you can and hit. and the other things that we can correct off the tape. But I'm not going to spend much time correcting that. You'll just sit next to me on the bench until you figure out how to run and hit.
There you go.
Hey, Coach, Damone Clark is another guy that I wanted to talk about. Obviously, he's a guy they thought a lot of. Wore number 18 last year, going to wear it again this year. Played really well in 2019, and kind of the same things we're talking about in 2020. That linebacker position, just it felt like they weren't put in the best position to succeed. So what has he kind of meant so far early on in spring practice?
I mean, to be honest with y'all, he's meant everything, especially in the linebacker room. His leadership, his knowledge of the game. He's extremely smart. It's really, really important to him. I don't think anybody works harder off the field learning the game, in my room specifically than Damone Clark. Really challenges the linebacker group every single day and takes ownership when he makes mistakes. So he's not just pointing fingers. He's been an outstanding leader. He's been extremely physical early on in spring camp, and he's invaluable to what we want to do, in my opinion, moving forward.
Talking to new LSU linebackers, Coach Blake Baker here on Off the Bench. And, Coach, so the media, when we get to go watch practice, generally the only thing that we get to watch is individual. And I've seen coaches approach individual differently over the years. Some seem to put more importance on it than others. How do you approach that portion of practice?
It's critical. There's some days there's some days we'll get after it an individual, and some days that it'll be more of a teaching mode. But fundamentals, to me, they can't be compromised, and that's something that you can always fall back on throughout the course of the game. Is just trusting your technique, trusting your fundamentals, and I tell them, don't get bored with the basics. We're going to do a lot of the same drills, especially me being new. We're going to do a lot of the same drills every single day. So now we can implement those, when we go to 9-on-7 or 7-on-7, and then hopefully they translate into team. But it's a lot of it, in my opinion, is muscle memory, man. You just got to continue to drill it, continue to drill it, continue to drill it, and then eventually it starts showing up. When it's 11-on-11 and everything's moving really fast, and now you got to tackle a ball carrier. So it's emphasized by Coach O. He does a phenomenal job emphasizing that to the staff, and it's something I truly believe in. So it's not an issue for me.
All right, Coach, obviously a lot of new coaches here on the LSU staff, a lot of young coaches on the staff, yourself included. And one of the things I love, one of the first pictures we got to see from spring practice was a big cat drill. And typically, like in years past, you see a big cat, and it's just like the strength coaches and Coach O in the picture. They show this picture, and like every assistant coordinator, everybody's in this picture yelling at their guy. Seems to be a real energy out there between all the coaches.
Yeah, I think, probably youth has to do with it, and then I think personality. I've been around young coaches that just, it's not in their personality to be super energetic, and I think Coach O did a phenomenal job when you look at, obviously, the youth that he brought in, but just the energy and the natural charisma of a lot of these guys on the staff, man. It's a fun staff to be around, and it's a competitive staff, so you kind of get the competitive juices. Sometimes there's a little more trash talking going on between the coaches more so than the players, but it's all in good fun, and it's a good thing. The players see that and feed off of that, and something I believe in is the players are going to follow your lead, and if you're showing great energy and great enthusiasm, they're going to do the same.
Coach, when you look at the linebacker position, it is one of the quickest evolving positions, or at least I think it is, when you look at football and just how it's kind of changed even over the past 10, 15 years. What's your view of that? Like in your experience coaching, how has that position group continued to try to evolve?
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. It has definitely changed, and honestly, it's one of the hardest to recruit because the guys you really want to play at inside backer, most of the time at the high school level, they're playing defensive end because you want a long guy that's twitchy, that can run, that's explosive. And I get it. If I'm a high school coach and I've got a 6'2" kid that can do all those things, usually I'm putting him on the edge because you're not playing 6'6" offensive tackles every single snap. So it's kind of hard to evaluate, and it's really important to get them into camp to try to see if they got box speed. And linebacker to me is such an instinctive position where it's hard to tell sometimes if guys are going to have those instincts based off of, maybe playing defensive end or maybe that that outside hybrid backer to the field, at the high school level. But it's evolved, I think, when you look at how the game of football has evolved. I know there's very few 21 personnel, ISO, it's mostly spread you out, and that's from the NFL all the way to high school, where you really have to be able to move in space, but you got to be big enough to fill the A gap too. So it takes a unique individual, a unique skill set when you're trying to find that elite inside linebacker that can do both of those things. They don't just grow on trees, unfortunately. But I think the biggest thing that's changed is just the space. You got to have so much more speed and really length, especially even with the RPO game, something that people don't necessarily think about. But linebackers now, as they're filling a gap and they fill the RPO, maybe can get their hands up and tips become picks, and all those things matter, when it comes to evaluating the linebacker. But it has changed probably, in my opinion, probably that in tight end, where you used to see the big blocking tight end, where now you're looking at really big wide receivers. Those two positions have definitely changed as the game has changed over the last 10, 15 years.
New LSU linebackers coach Blake Baker, welcome home, man. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
I appreciate y'all having me on anytime. Go
All right,
Tigers.
Coach. You have a great day. Yes, sir. Go Tigers. All right, when we get back, wrapping up hour number 1, I want to get some of this player sound from yesterday here from Max Johnson, Ollie Gay, Damone Clark. Keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to AccuTempBR.com. That's AccuTempBR.com. Service to the highest degree. Right now with AccuTemp, act now. If you need a new AC install, okay, with every full AC install, they are giving away a free premium clean air package. Jake, that's over $1,800 in value. And what that package means is they're going to put equipment in your home that is the equivalent of an industrial cleaning crew cleaning your house every 12 minutes. Wow.
And don't forget, they can upgrade you, right? They can keep you up with the times. If you want to get a smart system, right, where you can change everything from your phone, you can set it from your phone. Like we're going out of town this weekend. If we forgot, hey, we've got to change our AC, we can do it from our phone anywhere, right? We can be 3 hours away and still do it. You can get all of that from AccuTemp.
Wow, it's like giving a dad the infinity gauntlet. No one can ever mess with the thermostat again. AccuTempBR.com.
We opened up the playbook and expanded our coverage. Listen daily in high definition on 98.1 HD2. We are 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Can you feel it? Spring is almost here, and if you got a new boat for Christmas or you just want to take your boat to a new level, you want front-to-back boat service. HD displays, live sonar that show the fish before you cast, trolling motors. At Front to Back, they got not one, but 2 NMEA certified techs for all of your marine electronic needs. How does a brand new speaker system sound? Well, guess what? They do that too. So call 225-928-9644 or go to Front to Back Boat Service.
Acura of Baton Rouge for attractive offers on the MDX.
50 years ago on Easter Sunday, Breck's Baton Rouge Zoo proudly opened our doors, and we've been hopping ever since. 5 decades of connecting people with animals, teaching our community about the problems facing wildlife and how we can help, and working with zoos across the world to protect endangered species. Today, our future is taking flight by stretching the possibilities of what your zoo can become, while we keep it fun and affordable for everyone. Thanks for coming along.
Starting in 1974, Central Plumbing has served Baton Rouge and surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Through these tough and trying times, we want you to remember that the Payne family is here to continue to support and serve you. As a multi-generational business, there is no job that is too big or too small. Residential, commercial, industrial, hospitality, we're here for anything you need. 24/7, 365. Give us a call, 225-925-8552.
$29,995 for a new Ford F-150. Bayou Ford in LaPlace has brand new 2020 Ford F-150s for only $29,995. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty, and with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Have you been issued a ticket for texting, speeding, or other traffic violations? Have you made a mistake? We all have. You're not a bad person. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 225.
Bet Rivers presents a Friday edition of Game Time from Rafino's on Highland Road. Jimmy Mix's Sweet 16 picks and Bruce Marshall joins the show from Vegas. Looking for angles, crunching the numbers, sweating the action. Game Time, 10 a.m., 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Good morning to everyone watching on TV,
Good morning.
listening in the car. Hope you're having a great drive on your way to work, on your way to school. Let's get it. As Bilbo says in the Bayou Ford YouTube chat, it's a fake it till you make it kind of day. Musso, we're about 10 minutes away from your check-in. We're looking for better energy at 8:03 out of you.
Forgot about that.
Yep.
803 check-in.
Yep.
Hey,
803 vibe checks. That's what the kids say, right, Danny?
Nobody says that.
Vibe checks.
Shout out to Blake Baker for joining us. But while we were talking to him, I did a little deep dive into his playing career at Tulane 1 year T-Bob. He had 5 sacks.
Hey, dude.
8 tackles for loss.
How
and
about
a
it?
fumble recovery against LSU.
Not in one game.
Not one game. That'd be
Yeah, you did. It just you mean the fumble recovery was against LSU?
Yeah.
It sounded funny. Like it was like 5 sacks, 8 TFLs, and a fumble against LSU.
That'd be a beast.
I mean, that would be an all-timer. That's a great
That's a good season,
though.
though.
That's what
From
I'm
a
saying.
middle linebacking position, that's a really good season.
He's also looked like a Brody. He had long hair, thick neck. I want
Dude.
my linebacker with a thick neck.
Back in the day, I wanted him with a Douglas collar.
Yeah, but not anymore.
Not anymore. No.
Can't pass cover.
No.
Can't pass cover in a cowboy collar. So that's just
like Angeloni looked like he probably wore one
that's
like
just
in high school.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Did you wear one in high school?
No.
What?
I had way more swag than that.
Dude, they were so cool looking. What do you mean? They were cool looking when you had your helmet on. I was so skinny in high school that when you take your helmet off, it would look like my neck was being swallowed.
Look, we didn't know this. He wore one.
There you go.
There we go. That's him and his brother.
There
right
you
there. No.
Look at that
If
picture, dude. That's a good one.
Like in college, I think Florida had a couple guys. I think it was Florida. Maybe it was Ole Miss. Had a couple guys that wore the Douglas collar. And if I knew it was like man coverage and I had a free release, I'm like,
I mean,
here we go.
That is true. I don't know how you would quantify in analytics, but I wish you could look up like the pass coverage success rate of people who wore Douglas collars at linebacker.
Well, back in the day, everybody did.
I guarantee it's a weakness. I guarantee there's a bad correlation where you're not a good cover if you're wearing the collar.
I know.
But that's why you
Shout
shouldn't
out.
man. But that's
5
why you,
sacks though.
I was about to say that's why you shouldn't rush the passer.
That's right.
You don't got to cover if you're going after sacks, dude. Yeah, in high school though.
Positions changed a little bit too.
Yeah, in high school though, cowboy collars were awesome, man.
You must have wore one.
Yeah, I did. It was great. But again, it swallowed my neck when I would take my helmet
Well,
off.
gloves
My neck
swallow
was
your hands, no matter
so
the size.
You're so hurtful sometimes. Let's go to some Damone Clark media availability yesterday, Moose. Let's start with an easy one. Here's Damone Clark and his goals for this spring period.
We have hard ones?
No.
One of the biggest things I wanted to work on, and I talked with Coach O about it, was working on my hands, using my hands, being more versatile with using my hands. And I feel like if I do a better job at using my hands, I can make more plays and keep the opponent's offensive lineman off me.
And look, I mean, that is exactly what I want to hear out of Damone Clark. I think it also speaks to the unreal lack of fundamental development that I believe was spearheaded by the position coach last year, which was Bo Pelini. because there were no hands, right? I constantly last year talked about Damone Clark and the rest of the linebackers catching. Baskerville was one of the few that would dictate. Everybody was catching. Their hands were at their chest. It sounds like already Damone trying to improve on something very basic, something very fundamental, but without that base, you cannot have success.
I need to know what was being taught last year, because we've seen him in 2019 take on guards with his hands and really just throw them to the side and make the play. Like Damone, that was his biggest strength, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And then that went away. And that has to be what they were being taught, or
and overthinking.
Yeah.
I mean, like just the
that skill
defense is
set's
confusing
been there
him.
because we've seen proof of that skill set. But like, to his point, he's got to get back to doing that, because he's a thumper as well, and he's athletic enough to cover receivers. So I'd like to see him get back. He might be the most important player on the defense.
Did Bill Romanowski wear a cowboy collar? That's actually a good question. We should revisit that.
Probably. In the chat, the guy from Clemson that always gets kicked out of the game, he wears one too.
Romanowski's why I wore 53. Love it. Hour 2 coming
Off
up
the
next.
bench with Hester and T-Bob.
I played for the Chargers. I hate the Broncos.
I played for the Broncos, you dummy.
I'm being dumb.
I played for both of them.
Well, Romanowski played for the Raiders, though, in the end. And then he went to Ochsner because he got old and football beat up his body and he needed to get healthy again. So he went to Ochsner.org for all of his orthopedic needs. Look, to be clear, Bill Romanowski did not. But you should, because if you have any nagging injuries or something, you're trying to achieve the quality of life that you're looking for, Ochsner can help you accomplish those goals. Don't just assume that it's through surgery, because they have the most cutting-edge non-surgical techniques as well. And when you're talking about Ochsner, the facilities are stunning, y'all. And at all three locations, right? If you're on the North Shore, New Orleans, Baton Rouge, it does not matter. The facilities will blow you away. And whether that's like working out, the ORs, the pre-op rooms, the post-op rooms, physical therapy, no stone is left unturned when it comes to maximizing your health. So go to Ochsner.org. That's Ochsner.org.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Saban office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Saban have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
Is brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers.
Good morning. It's Friday, March 26th, 8 a.m. Today in Baton Rouge, expect mostly cloudy skies with a high of 80. Coming up today in hour number 2 of OTB, Hunt Palmer from the LSU Sports Radio Network stops by at 8:30. In hour number 3, we have Megan Making Money at 9:30. Follow the show today on Twitter and Instagram at OTB_ESPN. You can watch live at the 1045 ESPN YouTube channel or on Cox Sports Television and interact with the show inside the Bayou Ford YouTube chat. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench starts right now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, yo, yo. What's up, y'all? I'm going to do a deep voice to show you how manly I am this segment. T-Bob Hebert and Jacob Hester are hanging out with you today. What's going on, Jake?
Not that voice.
What? Not even a little bit? Does it sound kind of try-hard?
I like it.
Welcome back.
Thank God.
Feeling
There we
great on this Friday. It is the weekend officially. There are no mental hoops that we have to jump through to declare this as the weekend. I cannot wait. Jake's got a big football camp coming up. Me and the wife are going to go on a little date tonight. That's going to be awesome. Sure, Danny's meeting up with Rhonda, but now it's time.
Help me, Rhonda.
Vibe check, Musso. How you feeling?
Oh.
Now he hits me with the one.
He hit you with the, hold up. Wait a minute.
All right, Moose. Well, not only going to vibe check, but I'm going to need to crack that mic in a minute because we are about to talk a little LSU baseball as it's a big weekend for baseball, man. And I want to see, do y'all agree with this? Do y'all agree with this? And I know LSU baseball fans don't always like engaging with the reality of where the team stands. Like, LSU is not in the top tier of the SEC this year. I don't mean that as a slight. I think I'm just being objective there. I mean, or do you think that they're on the level of Mississippi State, Vanderbilt, and Florida right now?
No,
I'm not saying they can't get there, but right now.
No, and I would say that Vanderbilt and Mississippi State and Arkansas, I don't know if Moose would agree with that, maybe in their own tier. Florida.
Okay, so maybe I'm giving Florida too much credit as well.
No, Florida's really, really good, but I don't think they're quite right now as those other three teams.
So if that's the top tier, there's no shame in not being in that tier because they're all like top 5 teams in the country. That's fine, right? And you can still get there. Like I said, last weekend, I mean, I don't come away discouraged from that series. The starting pitching was dominant. Your known bullpen weapons were good. You still hopefully need to get a couple others. And the hitting came through eventually. And that's against some of the best pitching you'll see. So, like, I still think this LSU team is going to be very good, but this is a prove-it sort of weekend. Because even if you aren't in that top tier, you and Tennessee are viewed as both being right outside of that tier, like the next best in the SEC. And so, to me, this is a separation game. This is who will stake their claim as still being a top 10 team in the country, even if they're maybe not top 5. I mean, Moose, am I off base here? Do you think that's what's at stake here for the Tigers and Vols this weekend?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's still early. I mean, they've played one SEC weekend. I'm not going to pass judgment on they've got 27 SEC games left. I mean, I'm not going to pass judgment on the league. The only thing I will say is Vanderbilt is the most complete team in the league, and they're just very, very good. But as far as everybody else, there's still 27 games left.
Okay.
I'm just not going to pass judgment yet.
So
LSU is as talented as all of those teams in the top tier.
Okay.
They might not be playing like it,
right,
but they are as talented, if not more talented than some of them.
Really? Who do you think would you say Mississippi State is more talented than LSU?
No.
Okay.
Well, maybe not top to bottom. No, I wouldn't. I don't think their lineup is as talented as LSU's lineup, top to bottom. Their pitching staff is better.
Yeah. Is Mississippi State's pitching staff better than Vanderbilt?
Yes.
So they're the most complete staff.
Yes.
And then Vanderbilt's the most complete team. And then you're saying it's too early outside of that to make too many declarative statements. But no doubt this weekend is a jockey for position sort of weekend, right? I mean,
of course
especially
it
with
is.
Vanderbilt on the horizon, like getting a series win here is pretty critical for LSU, I feel.
Where this weekend could come in critically for LSU, and it goes to what you're saying is maybe being near the same tier of Tennessee, is at the end of the year. And again, we don't want to look too far ahead. I'm saying I don't want to pass judgment, but Tennessee could end up being one of those teams you're fighting with for a host spot.
Yeah.
So if you beat them, you get 2 SEC wins over them. That only plays in your favor. And the SEC could theoretically get 8. They're not going to get half the host spots, but they'll probably get at least 6. So the top 5 are getting them. So who's going to get the 6th spot? Tennessee, LSU, or South Carolina?
Interesting. Yeah, you're right. When you project forward, that could already be kind of on the line.
It's March.
Yeah.
They've played 3 SEC games. But if you want my opinion on if it's a prove-it weekend, yeah, I guess. I don't know.
I'm just saying, if you start with 3 loss series in a row, because I'm just going to assume, I'm not saying that they can't beat Vanderbilt. They can, but I'm going to assume that they won't, right? If we're just being objective again. So it's like 3 loss series in a row doesn't feel great. Now, if you scrap, you get that Sunday against Mississippi State. Let's say you go 2-1 this weekend, and then you manage to take one off Vandy. You're fine. That feels completely good, and that sets you up for success in the rest of this schedule.
But that's the thing. The schedule lightens up for LSU.
Yeah, definitely.
There's the start they have is brutal. It's brutal.
And they miss Florida completely.
They miss Florida,
which is great.
You get Arkansas at home. You do have to go to Ole Miss. And you do have to go to A&M, who, for some odd reason, you have never been able to win a series there since they've been in the league. I don't understand why.
It's like the inverse of football.
Because LSU has had the better team every season.
Damn.
And they just cannot win there. But the schedule lightens up. And all your tough series are at home, minus Ole Miss.
It is interesting, though, when you're talking about such a young LSU team in a lot of ways. I mean, especially in the lineup at the field, right? You don't want to. I'll whether it's good or bad, right? I think it could have it's just about how they'll respond. But young players can be influenced a bit by these early results. And you even heard Coach Maneri talking about that yesterday, didn't we? When he was talking about how critical Sunday was because he wanted these young guys to feel like, I can win in this league. I can have success in conference. And I think this Tennessee weekend is just massive for that.
I agree.
Sorry, Jake, go ahead.
No, I'm saying I agree with you. I think it's crucial just because of your schedule. And I know it's early in the season, but momentum's a hell of a thing. And, we know what momentum can bring you into a series, right? If you lose 2 or 3 to Tennessee, then you've got to play Vanderbilt. It's like, oh, man, you got to play those guys. We just lost 2 of 3 2 times in a row, or God forbid we got swept, right? But that positive momentum, man, you go out there, and if you take 2 of 3, and then you're coming home, you start to believe, we know Vanderbilt's got maybe the best 1 and 2 in the country, but we can go out there, we can compete, we can win this. So all those things are very important. And with the way the SEC is stacking up, Tennessee is really good. They're a top 15 baseball team, but the top 5 right now are all from the SEC, right? And you play all but one of those teams. You've already played Mississippi State. So there's still some bears on this schedule. Home or away, it doesn't matter. There's some teams that are going to be difficult on this schedule. So, go get 2 of 3 against Tennessee. And have the opportunity to.
And so in order to do that, Friday night's going to be critical. And the switch is made. Landon Marceau going to Friday night. Now, it's not just because it's not only because of how he's thrown, though I do think that's the main factor. It's also because that Vanderbilt series will start on Thursday, which, as Musso pointed out yesterday, he's very upset about because Vanderbilt starts on Thursday this week, meaning they get their full rest coming into the series, whereas LSU will have to be a day short. But you obviously couldn't throw Marceau on Saturday because you're throwing him on 5 days on Thursday, so you go ahead and you make the switch this week. How do you feel about that switch being made, Moose? Do you think, and Jake, do you think that this sticks around?
Yes. No, this is it going forward.
Okay.
Paul basically said that yesterday. So I'm a fan of the switch. I'll do you one better. What's going to be key for every LSU starter this week is the first inning because Tennessee absolutely ambushed Georgia. They scored at least 1 run in the first inning, all 3 games. Their lineup's not great, but the top 4 in their lineup are all very, very good. They're all over 300. That's where their 2 RBI leaders are, which makes a lot of sense. That's normally where your RBI leaders are. Your home run leaders there. They get you started, and they ambush Georgia early in the count, and they hit the ball early. So first inning is going to be key for LSU starters, all 3 of them.
Do y'all think that Marceau is he the best option to get you a Game 1 win?
I think so.
Oh, he hadn't given up an earned run in over 30 innings.
Yeah,
I mean, he is dealing as well as anyone in the country. I mean, outside of Leiter, I mean, when you look at the numbers, he's been unbelievable. So, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I would put Landon Marceau, you're putting him up against whoever.
Yeah.
Because he's had that type of year. And I think so many people get caught up in the hype that Jaden had. And, look, he deserves it. He's going to play baseball for a very long time. But they got so caught up in that they kind of put Marceau as the second guy or to the side a little bit. When, in fact, I mean, this is someone, we can't overstate enough, that turned down 7 figures to come play at LSU.
Good point.
Like, there was a reason he was offered that, okay? So he has figured his game out, and he's pitching as well as anyone in the country. So, yeah, look, don't just because you think you're supposed to have Friday here, this guy on Saturday, this guy on Sunday. No, put your best guy on Friday. Moose called it a week ago. Now you've got that situation, and, you know, for most teams, you're going to feel like your 2 and Jaden Hill is better than their 2, and you know their 3 and A.J. Labus. A lot of teams don't have a third like that is going to be better. So it gives you the better opportunity. Now, you've got to score runs when Marceau pitches because, you know, it
wasn't Jaden Hill's fault last. It wasn't Jaden Hill's fault last Friday. I mean, Jaden Hill did his job, maybe left in an inning too long, but either way, like even before it got to 6, 3 runs felt, or was it 3-1?
3-1.
Yeah, 3-1 last week. I mean, that felt insurmountable with the way that the bats are going. So Marceau can be as good as you want, but absolutely he's got to have some sort of run support. I think one of the reasons why Hill maybe just seems to have gotten a bit more of that hype. I mean, certainly his draft status, but chicks dig the long ball, chicks dig the fastball, right? When a guy's torching like 95, 97, that's crazy. And Marceau doing it. Now, not to say that he doesn't have velo, he does, but does it a bit more like Maddox-like, right? Like a bit more control-oriented, and it's not always the most devastating style of pitching, but it can be deadly effective, obviously, which it has been this season. So he's had the 31 1/3 with an unearned run. I said it on the show the other day, see if y'all remember. Do y'all know what the longest streak in LSU history is without allowing an earned run? It was by the cyborg, Aaron Nola.
Yeah, it's like 54 innings, isn't it?
It is exactly 54 innings. Look at Moostradamus back there, dude. Can you imagine that? So basically,
that was
almost double what Landon Marceau's
It was over 2 years.
It was over 2 years.
It was over 2013 and 2014.
Yes, 54 innings without allowing an earned run. Aaron Nola turns out, well, as you can see in the pros, he's very good at baseball.
Yeah, he'll start next Thursday for opening day.
So is Landon Marceau. And let's see. Wow, it's opening day?
Opening day's next Thursday.
Oh, Jake, you getting pumped, dude?
Yeah, absolutely. Fantasy
Bravos?
baseball draft is Sunday.
Is this the year? Is this the year where the Bravos get it done, dude? Avenge last year?
You got a chance.
Somehow get through that Dodgers team that everybody tells me is just more and more stacked and more unbeatable?
Yep, they are. I mean,
great.
They added Trevor Bauer. They're pretty good.
Yeah. So that's exciting.
David Price, I think, is back from injury.
He is.
Yeah.
Great. Not as exciting, though, as this LSU-Tennessee series this week, and I cannot wait. Look, you get one of those two, like Jake said. I trust A.J. Labus on Sunday. We spent so much time on the pitching. Real quick, do the bats show up? What is Tennessee bringing to bear on the mound?
They pitch it a little bit. Chad Dallas, pretty good.
That's a hell of a name.
Well, you think that's a hell of a name.
Bruh,
Check the Sunday starter out. Blade Tidwell.
Blade Tidwell's cool.
True freshman.
But Friday night starter named Chad Dallas is pure intimidation.
He's pretty
Chad
good.
Dallas, that's like a character in Point Break with Keanu Reeves and Patrick Swayze.
It's up there with Johnny Utah for sure.
Really,
dude.
really good.
I mean, we're going to talk about fictional football players later. Chad Dallas feels like a fictional quarterback from the bad guys team.
Yeah, ooh, that's really
So,
good.
but
But Tidwell was dealing against Georgia.
Tidwell
though.
is the reigning SEC freshman of the week. He'll get up to 97. He's quite good. Threw a career-high 7 1/3 innings against Georgia and only gave up 1 run. But Chad Dallas on Friday is also nothing to sleep on. The ERA is a little inflated, but it's off of 1 bad start, kind of like Jaden Hill.
Yeah,
so
Yeah.
He'll be in the low 90s as well. He's pretty good.
So that Sunday matchup between A.J. Labus and Blade Tidwell could be absolutely fantastic.
You're going to have to bring it against Blade Tidwell.
I'd love to be able to throw 97.
Oh,
that'd be like the ultimate flex.
Remember watching it live in Alec Box just a few weeks ago? Coming out of Jaden Hill's hand, it just basically enters a wormhole and teleports to the catcher's glove. Like, it's so fast, dude.
Can you imagine, like, if you were throwing a first pitch and you pumped up 97?
That would be a pretty big flex.
Yeah.
It's better than bouncing the first pitch at the softball game like your boy did a couple of years ago. Oh, and like Devin White and Coach O did. Huh, interesting. You are the company you keep.
Wait, I feel like there was some feelings there. Did somebody call you out?
No.
Oh.
I wanted to point out that despite the fact that people have attacked me for bouncing the first pitch in my lone opportunity at softball. Well, I tried to do a full softball wind.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
You should never bounce a first pitch.
Well, who else did?
I don't care.
Devin White.
Guess what?
Ed Ogeron.
You do miss high.
Okay?
Devin White shouldn't have bounced it either.
Devin
and
White
neither should Coach O.
And Coach O.
You never bounce the first pitch.
You are what you eat.
Derek Jeter told the President of the United States after 9/11 in the World Series, hey, don't bounce it.
Yeah, that was big balls time, though, and he nailed it.
It's the best ceremony first pitch of all time.
President nailed it from the rubber. A strike.
Oh, yeah, you got to go from the rubber.
That was beast.
He told the President, hey, don't bounce it.
Yeah.
Because you don't bounce it, T-Bob.
Look, Devin White should have been Super Bowl MVP. Coach O's won a natty, and I'm hosting the 11th best mid-market local morning sports talk show. So not to brag, but it looks like there's a lot. But there's a lot of good bouncers. That's all I'm saying. Coming up next on OTB, I want to get to your biggest kind of FU Tennessee moments as we celebrate the downfall of the Volunteers. We could sit here and laugh at the burning wreckage of refuse that is their football program, but we'll relive some of our favorite Tennessee memories next here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Go to AdvantaClean.com, AdvantaClean.com. I think I'm going to have the guys out at AdvantaClean out to the house as I got a little leak in the ceiling. Now there's like a stain. You want to avoid mold. And for any mold damage, water damage, or fire damage, you don't think twice. You just call 369-5228, 369-5228. They're open 24/7. All it takes is one call, okay? You call them. They fix the problem. They document it. They deal with the insurance company. They help you out in your time of need. AdvantaClean.com.
And remember, you don't have to necessarily have the problem happen before you make that call. Say you want to get your business sanitized. Maybe you're running a gym. Maybe you're running something that has a lot of people in and out of it. You just want to sanitize it, right? You want to take that weekend, sanitize the entire place to make sure you are at your cleanest. They can do that as well.
That's right. So go to AdvantaClean.com. And again, the number 369-5228, 369-5228.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Can you feel it? Spring is almost here, and if you got a new boat for Christmas or you just want to take your boat to a new level, you want front-to-back boat service, HD displays, live sonar that show the fish before you cast, trolling motors. At front to back, they got not one, but two NMEA certified techs for all of your marine electronic needs. How does a brand new speaker system sound? Well, guess what? They do that too. So call 225-928-9644 or go to front to back boat service.
Have you been arrested for DUI or other traffic violations? Have you made a mistake? We all have. You're not a bad person. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 225-343-1111 or connect with us online at ocbrown.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Friday's AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. The Riot Radio Hours return, and we're getting you set for LSU at Tennessee. Join us Friday, 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Okay, so now we're having a debate in-house. I guess Scone called me out for bouncing the first pitch. Okay, well, a few things to break down here. First off, we all grew up playing baseball. Anybody can throw a baseball. There's nothing impressive about that. I went full wind-up from the softball mound. First time ever trying to do a true softball pitch, okay?
In a fantastic shirt.
Thank you. What I didn't have was a glove on because I'm an adult.
ESPN jersey.
And a professional. And as an adult, when you're giving out a ceremonial first pitch, you're not a player. You don't wear a glove to throw the first pitch.
You absolutely do not wear your glove out there.
No.
You go out there like Joe Cool. You walk out, you wave to the crowd a little bit.
Yep.
With the hand that doesn't have a glove.
Yep.
And then you have the ball, and you kind of spin it a little bit in your other hand as you're thinking about this first pitch.
In fact, the greatest first pitch of all time was the post 9/11 first pitch. And let's go to the tape and see if President Bush wore a glove. I'm not, as we're watching the president approach the mound here, I'm not seeing a glove. I know he has a bulletproof vest on underneath his jacket.
He's waving.
A thumbs up with a non-gloved hand.
Thumbs up, yeah.
The crowd's going crazy. Here's the windup.
Right down the pipe.
Oh, boy.
Two-seam action.
Just so good.
Two-seam action on that.
What the president's
so
got
good.
on both of us there is that was a strike.
Yeah.
I mean, it was perfect.
I bounced it. The Scone went high. Both are balls. I think my batter chased. I think his batter probably watched it. Just go high, walk, take your base. But that's all well and good. You know, what are you going to do?
Yeah, you don't wear your glove out there. You're not a player. That stage that President Bush was on, like one of the most important times in our country's history, with that being a full stadium, national TV with a bulletproof vest on. Oh,
I get nervous just watching the video every time.
Oh, my fingertips are like sweaty right now.
And he talks about how nervous he was too. I mean, you know, this dude's the president. He ain't got time to be throwing baseballs and everything, even if he played back in the day. But hey, he nailed it, man. So whatever. I think that's all we need to say on that. No glove.
And he stepped on chalk like he didn't care. No superstition there.
Nope. Even though I feel like on the 30 for 30, he was originally supposed to throw it from the front, and then he like at some point he was just like, no way, dude. We gotta do this thing. We gotta do this thing from the bottom.
God.
From the top of the mound. All right.
The rubber.
So let's talk some Tennessee memories here, because I think, like we said, this is an uber important series with LSU Tennessee, and I don't know. I mean, as far as baseball is concerned, this is a series that LSU has just completely dominated. Like, I don't think there's a ton of great Tennessee history here. In fact, just looking at the numbers, the all-time record, LSU leads 58-22. Tigers won 14 of the last 15 games. Last time they went to Knoxville in 2016, they swept Tennessee. In 2018, I believe they swept Tennessee in Baton Rouge. So this year in baseball, at least, appears like it'll be different. But when you think about your Tennessee memories growing up as an LSU fan, watching this team in any sport, what Tennessee memories jump out to y'all?
Wow.
T-Bob. And now that we're doing this, I do realize that this all feels like an awkward roundabout setup. Like I'm like fishing for y'all to be like the 2009 Tennessee game and the snap. I mean, certainly
for
that.
2010.
Well, whatever. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Certainly though, that would be one of them, right? I mean, I'll never forget.
That's definitely one of them.
I will never forget Derek Dooley. I will never forget.
He was mad, bro.
He was
so mad, bro.
After this fumbled snap, which, I mean, this is insane. It's a running clock with 10 seconds left, and we just went from goal line to a spread formation. We subbed, which my old man always says is the ultimate Mad Hatter moment because it was so absurd that, like, Dooley then thought he had to sub to try to match it, and there's that fumbled snap, throwing the helmet. You had cats doing, like, backflips on the field, and then you come out and you get to go beat them. So definitely that was a great FU Tennessee moment. Also, that snap was a good snap.
That was a great moment. I thought we lost. I left the house, ticked off, went to the grocery store, didn't bring my phone. Just, I'm getting out of this house. I was mad at all of y'all. And I come back to the house, and Katie's like, don't you feel like a dummy? I was like, what? She goes, LSU won. I was like, what? LSU won? How?
Oh, man. Look how mad Dooley is, dude. I will never forget.
He didn't recover from that.
No, he never did. I will never forget just being in the shower in my dorm late that night, drinking a cold Kurz and just laughing. I just started maniacally laughing. I was like, what in the hell just happened, dude? Look at Ridley running him over to get into the end zone as well. So that's a great Tennessee. What about you, Jake?
That's a great one. Like one I didn't play in, I think it was 2002 when Robert Royal caught the touchdown. LSU beat Tennessee in overtime 38-31. Rohan went off in that game. That was a fun one to watch. That's when LSU football was really rising.
Prime Tennessee, too.
Yeah, and they were rising to who they would become, which was the national champion in 2003. Of course, there's the SEC championship game as well during that time period. But for me personally, like 2007 is the easy one because we won an SEC championship, which led to a national title. Shout out, you got it here, Jonathan Zenon with the pick six, one of the most underrated LSU football players of all time, not just in that era. And 2006, though, stands out to me as well. On the road in Tennessee, they were number 8. We were number 13. We won on a last-second touchdown pass too early, set, and it made that one so sweet because we blew the lead in 2005, the year before. They stormed our field. They were waving the Tennessee flag. So to get redemption from that was so sweet. And one of my former high school teammates was –
here it is, dude. I haven't seen this.
He was
play
the
in
guy
years.
that was like celebrating the hardest when they beat us in 2005. And so I went and found him in 2006.
Wait, oh, yeah, exactly. You got to let him know. That was one of your high school teammates?
Yes.
From Evangel to Tennessee?
Yes.
Hey, wait, so back this up. So, Jake, you actually say here that Jamarcus is throwing to Dwayne Bowe.
Yeah, that's what he told me. Throw the flare. They get the running back. Yeah, he told me he was actually throwing to Dwayne Bowe, or Buster. Sorry, it's Buster. He was throwing it to Buster. He had no idea Early was there, but Early catches the pass.
Hell yeah.
Like, Jay Russ, he doesn't care. He's like, man, I was trying to throw it to Buster, and Early just kind of intercepted it.
Oh, man, I remember watching that game, still being in high school. What a great feeling that was. How about one of my favorite memories with my grandpa ever was back in 2001. So I grew up in Atlanta, right? So the only time I got to go to LSU games was when I would come back for Thanksgiving. They played Arkansas in Death Valley, or if they made the SEC championship. And in 2001, Tennessee, number 2 in the country, going to go to the national championship if they win. And then Rohan gets hurt. Mac Mock ends up coming in.
Mocky.
Has this just like kind of crazy success. You're holding Tennessee. All of a sudden you beat Tennessee. And I'll never forget my grandpa in his very Cajun accent. We're sitting around all Tennessee fans. He's yelling at me, your Roses have winned. Your Roses have winned. To the point where somebody actually threw beer on us from the top of the stadium, and it was fantastic. It was the most well-earned and happy beer shower to ever live in my memory. But what a great – and that was kind of the start of the golden age of LSU football, right? I mean, when you're talking about 2001, then you end up and you go to the Sugar Bowl. Who just Illinois badly,
spanked them.
Huge offense, and then kind of the rest is history.
I remember how big of a deal that was, and it's a great point by you, like just that moment, because we were playing against West Monroe in the state championship game, and they were showing this game on the Jumbotron in the Superdome, like live, like just letting it roll, and nobody cared. And we were having like this epic game against West Monroe. Nobody cared about that. And like if you were on the sideline, you weren't in. Like you were looking at the game, trying to see if LSU could finish it out. And then when they won, like the roar from that, like in the middle of this game, like there was no play going on in the field, but LSU was winning.
Yeah, it's just like oddly timed cheers. You're like,
Yes.
wait, yeah, like what just happened? We're in we're in a timeout right now. Real quick, as we got Hunt Palmer coming up next. This is a fun one, not one that's going to be like stand out great memory, but the rain game in Tennessee. Was that 2018 or 19?
That was 2016, I believe, wasn't it? Or 2017?
2017.
It was 2017.
With O doing the interview right before
I was at
Haver's
that
running
game.
down.
Oh my God. That was like the craziest weather I think I've ever seen.
You couldn't even see the field on TV. I can't imagine what it was like in a stadium.
And they were honoring Peyton Manning, one of his teams there. And so, like, they were all there, and they were all in, like, parkas. Basically, it was cold and windy and rainy. And, like, they came on the field, and they were like, and
Did
then,
you
like,
get,
went
to,
back
did you get
in.
to holler at Peyton?
Like, quick second. Yeah. Like, very quick second.
Shout out to Nick Lemoyne for reminding us of that game. And actually, I'll just throw in a basketball one. That awesome game in Death Valley a few years ago, beginning of the Will Wade era. Going to win the SEC. You beat Tennessee, you win it. Javonte Smart goes off at the end of the game when Nas Reed didn't have it that day. It was an awesome game. It was very
That
awesome.
was 30 that day, did Javonte.
Yeah, so fingers crossed, boys. Here's to hoping after this weekend, we'll be adding a new Tennessee memory to the old memory box there. All right, coming up next, let's talk to Hunt Palmer about the upcoming weekend as we get his preview of this LSU baseball team next here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com, All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com. If you have any vehicular needs, maybe you need to look for a new car, you want a Toyota certified used vehicle where you'll get excellent things like a warranty coverage you normally get with new vehicles, or you want a new 2021 or 2020 because now they're a bit cheaper. Like whatever it is, and whether it's a sedan, midsize, you need a big old truck like a Tundra, Toyota has such a fantastic selection, so many great deals. We can't contain them in this one read. Just know that they have the answer that you are looking for.
All right, we tell you all the time, if you're going on a road trip or you got a bigger family, you need something bigger, obviously you can go over there. You can rent that as well for that trip. Of course, you can just buy it new and enjoy it every single day. If you're looking for the Prius like Danny and Rhonda, you can get that one. I told you about that yesterday. If you need the Tundra or Tacoma like Musso, they've got something for everybody. No matter what your needs are, they can be met over at All-Star.
Nothing gets them Cougs like a good electric vehicle. Go to allstartoyotabatonrouge.com today.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
50 years ago on Easter Sunday, Breck's Baton Rouge Zoo proudly opened our doors, and we've been hopping ever since. 5 decades of connecting people with animals, teaching our community about the problems facing wildlife and how we can help, and working with zoos across the world to protect endangered species. Today, our future is taking flight by stretching the possibilities of what your zoo can become, while we keep it fun and affordable for everyone. Thanks for coming along.
Starting in 1974, Central Plumbing has served Baton Rouge and surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Through these tough and trying times, we want you to remember that the Payne family is here to continue to support and serve you. As a multi-generational business, there is no job that is too big or too small. Residential, commercial, industrial, hospitality, we're here for anything you need. 24/7, 365. Give us a call, 225-925-8552.
$29,995 for a new Ford F-150. Bayou Ford in LaPlace has brand new 2020 Ford F-150s for only $29,995. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty, and with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana
Bet Rivers presents a Friday edition of Game Time from Rafino's on Highland Road. Jimmy makes his Sweet 16 picks, and Bruce Marshall joins the show from Vegas. Looking for angles, crunching the numbers, sweating the action. Game Time, 10 a.m., 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
That's right, Danny. Not too swole just yet there, big dog. Back off, okay? Oh, sorry, I didn't know we were back on air. Sometimes a commercial break, I got to keep Danny in line by berating him verbally and physically. No, I'm just kidding. Let's go to the phone line. As we do every week on Friday, we check in with good friend of the show, many-time co-host, whatever. He does it all. Of course, we're talking about
like every show.
Yeah, exactly. We're talking about our guy Hunt Palmer at Hunt Palmer 88. This is the slim and trim, recently married version of Hunt Palmer. Hunt, what's up, man? What's going on?
Not a ton, boys. How are y'all on this Friday morning?
We're feeling good. We just talked a lot of LSU baseball, and I think it's a pretty fascinating series for LSU, right? You lose the first series to Mississippi State. You got Vandy coming in next. To me, it's pretty critical that you get 2 or 3 this weekend. What's your read, maybe not on just like how these teams match up, but the importance of this Tennessee series?
Yeah, you put yourself way behind the 8 ball. You go up there and get beat this weekend because I've said this a couple of times, and I don't mean to use hyperbole. I mean this genuinely. The 1-2 that's coming to town next weekend is the best one I've ever seen in the SEC. I've thought about it for a little bit, and some of the really good 1-2 punches in the front of the rotation that I've seen, there's not one better than this. It wouldn't surprise me at all if they're the first 2 picks in the draft. And so that's not a great open to that series. So you need to go to Knoxville and beat a team that, over the last 10, 15 years has not been a very talented baseball program, but Sonny Vitello, who was a huge recruiter at Arkansas for Dave Van Horn, has kind of pumped a little bit of talent into that program. They're better than they have been in previous years. So it's not an easy challenge, but certainly one that LSU needs to rise up to.
Yesterday on the show, Pulmonary broke the news that Landon Marceau's moving to Friday night. Jaden Hill going to move back to Saturday. Kind of your initial thoughts when you heard that?
I think it's fine. Landon's the best pitcher on the staff, and he's the guy that you're going to send out there first. I hope that the bats will back him up more game ones than they won't. You worry about wasting a great outing like that, and it happened last week when Marceau went out there on a Saturday and threw it great, and then the bats didn't back him up. So I think tonight, LSU's got the better pitcher on the mound, and hopefully gives you a really good chance to win. But I think Jaden Hill gives you a really good chance in game 2 as well. Some people are more concerned with the order of pitching than I am. I just don't think it's a huge deal. But I think Marceau has earned that, and I think he's the best pitcher on the staff. So if you want to pitch him in game 1s, I'm fine with it.
So when you look at this series this weekend, what do you think is the key? Like, what area does LSU need to show up in if they're going to take 2 or 3?
You got to swing the bat. I mean, that's my concern with this team. I'm not overly concerned with – I think the bullpen needs to be better, and I don't think that it's, a lights-out 10, but I think the bullpen's going to be okay. I'm worried about the bat, and especially against elite-level pitching, and they didn't do anything last week to make me feel any better. Through 2 games, they had 9 hits and 1 run. So that's what they've got to do. I think Marceau's going to be fine. I think Hill's going to be fine. I think Labus is going to be fine. I think some of the bullpen guys will get out. Defense is what it is. It's not going to be a spectacular defense, but they got to hit. And that's what worries me about this team. So we'll see against probably a notch or 2 below what you saw last weekend. We'll see if they swing the bat.
All right, what do you think about the lineup changes on Sunday? You move Morgan up to the leadoff spot. Cruz moves down to the 3-hole. It looked like they realized that on Friday and Saturday hunt they struggled. They needed some mix-up. Kay Beloso's out of the lineup. He was in a slump, and Maneri mentioned trying to get him back in possibly. But I didn't hate Trey Morgan being the leadoff hitter. How'd you feel about it?
No, I love it. I think Morgan's approach lends itself to hitting in the leadoff spot. He drew a walk to start the game. He stole a base. He hits the ball the other way. He sees pitches. I like him in the leadoff spot. And then Cruz had guys on the first 2 times he came up to bat, which is what you're looking for. And if you're going to put Milazzo in there and Cranford in there, and they're going to hit towards the bottom of the lineup, and you're going to put your best hitter in the leadoff spot right behind those guys, I don't think that's the best way to go about it, especially because I think Cruz is going to hit for a good bit more power than Morgan's going to hit for. So if he's going to hit some balls over the fence, 10 or 12 up this year, I'd rather try to get some guys on base. So I'm good with Cruz down in the 3-hole, and I realize he didn't drive any runs in, but he hit a missile to right field that was you could hang laundry on it, and it didn't fall. He's going to be stinging the ball all year long. I'd rather be in the 3-hole than the 1-hole.
So I wanted to ask you a bit more about Cruz in the 3-hole there, because look, baseball is a infinitely layered game that I'm always learning new things about. And I was having some great talk with a guy Champ in the huddle the other day, and he was just kind of talking about the different types of pitches that you see in the 3-hole versus a leadoff spot. Do you think that Cruz's production will take a bit of a hit as he gets approached a bit differently by pitchers?
Well, you got to be careful throwing a ton of off-speed stuff if there are guys on base in front of Cruz that can steal bases. You start throwing breaking balls, obviously the lower miles per hour that's tougher to throw them, but it's also tougher to catch. Sometimes you bounce it, and then you're going to allow guys to start running. So I think Cruz is such a good hitter and is going to have such a reputation. You can hit him first through ninth. They're not going to pump fastballs in there. They're going to throw him off-speed stuff and try to make him chase. He's that good a hitter. So I understand that the thought process there that he's going to be pitched a little bit differently, but the truth is I don't know if that's necessarily the case. When you're that good, they know you're that good, and they're not going to just throw you fastballs.
On something else that changed last week, Collier Cranford started at second base, and Coach Maneri's like, look, we thought they had a lot of left-handed hitters. We thought we put the better defender at second base to be able to defend against that. I'm a big fan of Zach Arnold. We talked about that plenty of times. Do you think he gets back into the lineup, and that was just kind of a special case scenario against Mississippi State?
Paul Maneri's an infielder by trade. I've used this analogy a few times. It's the same as he pays as much attention to the middle of the infield as Les Miles does to the running game, as Steve Spurrier does to the quarterback. That's what you are. That's what you pay attention to. That's what you want to do. And he wants good defenders in the middle of the field. And Arnold is a little shaky on defense. He's a better hitter, but he's a little bit shaky on defense. Now, I can listen to it's second base. It's one of the easiest positions on the field. Let's put the bat in there. I can listen to that. But Cranford is the better defender. And if he hits a little bit, Paul Maneri is going to err on that side. It's just his nature. He wants guys in there that are going to catch the ball in the middle of the infield. So I understand why he did it. I don't think Arnold's time is done at all here at LSU. I think they're between second base left field, DH, even catcher. I think they don't have guys who are so good they're never coming out of the lineup. There are going to be ups and downs at all those positions, and they're going to have different guys cycle in and play them. Even center field, I would throw into that as well. So all the guys who don't start tonight, maybe don't get to start this weekend, whether it's Mitchell Sanford or Brody Drost or Milazzo, Travinsky, Arnold, Dugas, Beloso, any of those guys are not done. They're all going to have some more spots in this season. It's just not going to be an everyday thing.
Do you think that you see, I mean, because Milazzo, Travinsky was one that we spent a lot of time on last week. Do you see both this weekend again?
Wouldn't shock me. Tennessee does run a little bit. It wouldn't shock me to see Milazzo. Milazzo will play at some point. It wouldn't shock me to see Travinsky start a game. I think that both guys have shown they've got some strength. So, it wouldn't stun me to see Milazzo start all 3 games, but it also wouldn't stun me at all if Travinsky got a start or 2.
Hunt Palmer, Hunt Palmero, at Hunt Palmer 88 on Twitter. Hunt, what you got, man? What do you want to let the good people know?
So Lenten Friday, there's only 2 more left. Hungry Howie's got shrimp specials, so you don't have to just eat plain old cheese stuff. You can get some delicious shrimp pizza over there, or shrimp sub at Hungry Howie's. They got a barbecue shrimp pizza, shrimp feast with peppers and onions. They got a Cajun shrimp pizza with Tony Thatcher seasoning on it. Nicholson's just south of LSU's campus. HungryHowies.com. You can download the Hungry Howie's app. Set that pickup time or delivery time. Make them part of your dining plans today and this weekend. Appreciate them letting me hop on the show.
Hell yeah, Hunt. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. And you have an excellent weekend, my friend. Oh, man, Lent lasts for a while. You Catholics are wildin'. When we get back, let's close out.
40 days.
Woo, boy.
It's 40 days.
40 days and 40 nights. I know. That's a long 40 is my point. Okay? I've seen the Josh Hartnett movie,
yes.
I think,
Josh
right?
Hartnett,
Okay,
yes.
yeah, there we go.
Yes.
Let's close out hour 2 next with an early edition of Ask the Bench. Brought to you by
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob. We opened up the playbook and expanded our coverage. Listen daily in high definition on 98.1 HD2. We are 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Have you been issued a ticket for texting, speeding, or other traffic violations? Have you made a mistake? We all have. You're not a bad person. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 225-343-1111 or connect with us online at ocbrown.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Saban office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Saban have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Can you feel it? Spring is almost here, and if you got a new boat for Christmas or you just want to take your boat to a new level, you want front-to-back boat service, HD displays, live sonar that show the fish before you cast, trolling motors. At Front to Back, they got not one, but two NMEA certified techs for all of your marine electronic needs. How does a brand new speaker system sound? Well, guess what? They do that too. So call 225-928-9644 or go to Front to Back Boat Service.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Friday's AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. The Riot Radio Hours return, and we're getting you set for LSU at Tennessee. Join us Friday, 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Oh, good vibes here on this Friday. I love that little tinkle right there. Closing out hour number 2. Yeah, and the song I'm talking about, that ding, 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 ding. Closing out hour number 2 here on Off the
like
Bench.
Vanilla Ice. No, ours was ding, 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 ding.
Ah, yeah.
He's trying to tell the difference between the Queen, David Bowie, Under Pressure.
Under Pressure is a great song. Ice Ice Baby is not.
Not a great song, but it's got its place.
I can't. Yes, look, I know you. Like, I understand having nostalgic attachments to things that are objectively bad.
Okay.
So I get that, but it's objectively bad. Let's get into a little Ask the Bench, brought to you by Cold Coors Light, an objectively delicious domestic beer. Do we normally have like music?
No, I was thinking about that the other day when we were doing it. We need bad music.
Like, it feels like there's supposed to be music. We do this every day, and I still
do it twice
like,
a day.
Yeah, I know we do it twice a day. I felt like there should be music
I have
here.
to pick something and put it on a button, and I would do that for next week.
All right, cool. Hashtag Ask the Bench. What is a disturbing fact you wish you could unlearn? I feel like there's so many good ones out there almost, but I'm like racking my brain. I'm not coming up with anything off the bat.
What's in a hot dog?
Okay,
That doesn't
Danny.
disturb me.
Yeah,
They're tasty.
There we go. Yeah, but I mean, you know,
I don't care.
look,
I don't
some
care
people
either.
some
I don't
people
care
get
what's in
freaked
it.
out.
If something tastes good, don't care.
Don't care.
Okay, I'm gonna keep thinking about that, and hopefully I'll have a better answer next time. Hashtag Ask the Bench. Do you put the toilet paper roll over or under?
Over.
Yeah,
Obvious.
it's over.
Obvious.
Over, yeah. Under.
If you put it hanging down where like it's against the wall instead of
yeah.
that front, I mean,
That's
what
not
are we
right.
doing, dude? That is
like
the lack of attention to detail that made LSU go 5-5 last year.
Same.
Okay, if you want to be a 500 toilet man, go ahead and put your toilet paper roll under rather than over. You psychopath.
Yeah.
Ask the bench. Will you all watch both LSU games at the same time this evening? I'm guessing they're talking about a little
softball, baseball?
Yeah, a little softball,
Yeah, I
baseball
will.
action.
I usually have one on the TV, one on the tablet. Or
I'll
computer.
have it's going to be tough for your boy tonight for the first time in a few weeks. Me and the wifey are going out to on a date, so it might be catching up. Might be playing a little catch up on Friday, but definitely not on Saturday
You don't
or
pass
Sunday.
up on kid-free dates.
No,
Don't do that.
you do not. We got a babysitter and everything. It's going to be awesome. Hashtag Ask the Bench. What's the best Roll Tide FU moment from a coach in the locker room?
I mean, I think it's the one you
I think it's
mentioned.
the one. I was in there, and it was glorious.
It was an incredible moment. I'm just trying to think of Coach Miles.
So many people getting their feelings about that one. Like, go fly a kite. Like, Nate Oates can say, get the F out of here, but Coach O can't say that in his locker room.
Yeah, look, I like Nate Oates saying that.
I don't mind it either.
Let's be clear.
It's fine.
I want that. I want that kind of
hike. It's fine. It's fine. Like, don't be soft about that. It's fine. It's the locker room. You're emotional. Roll Tide what?
Hashtag Ask the Bench. Mike Hawksmell says, I wish I could unlearn seeing T-Bob without a shirt on. You're welcome. Get ready for a third hour of it starting April 1st.
You don't have a shirt on right now.
Exactly. Sex sells, boys. That's marketing. Yoga Studio 90 in Baton Rouge. Hashtag Ask the Bench. Top 5 spots of the top 25 rankings are occupied by SEC schools. Tennessee's ranked 12. LSU's ranked 22. How important is this weekend series to the psyche of the LSU baseball team? We talked a bit earlier, but
very important.
I think it's massive.
I do too.
Not even just because, like Musso laid out, the actual standings come hosting decision time, it could be really huge.
Yeah.
But for the young players' psyche proving that they belong and they can win on this level, I think it's massive, especially with Vandy.
And on the road.
Yes.
And Tennessee will have more fans in the stands. They announced that yesterday. There will be expanded capacity at Lindsey Nelson this weekend. So
I like this one.
There should be an environment.
I like this one. We might have to come back to it. Ask the bench. If you could punch one person in the face, who would it be?
Like anybody?
Any person.
Any person.
We got to think about that and come back in the next hour. So, sorry, New Orleans. Sorry, CST. Sorry, 11:30 a.m. the Tiger. You don't get to find out who we'd punch in the face, but hopefully soon, all of you will find out.
I want to punch every Star Wars fan that led to Disney bowing to them and going back to J.J. Abrams. I'm going to punch every single one of you. Because Last Jedi is a good movie! Maybe the best Star Wars movie!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
To the heroes who are working tirelessly to care for our communities, we thank you. We will never forget the countless hours you dedicated on the front lines, choosing to risk your own health to fight for our friends, neighbors, and family members.
I mean, you guys are out on the front lines fighting it.
We are grateful for your heroic acts and unwavering spirit. Together, we are overcoming this adversity and make our state healthier and more vibrant again. Ochsner Health.
$29,995 for a new Ford F-150. Bayou Ford in LaPlace has brand new 2020 Ford F-150s for only $29,995. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty, and with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
50 years ago on Easter Sunday, Breck's Baton Rouge Zoo proudly opened our doors, and we've been hopping ever since. 5 decades of connecting people with animals, teaching our community about the problems facing wildlife and how we can help, and working with zoos across the world to protect endangered species. Today, our future is taking flight by stretching the possibilities of what your zoo can become, while we keep it fun and affordable for everyone. Thanks for coming along.
Starting in 1974, Central Plumbing has served Baton Rouge and surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Through these tough and trying times, we want you to remember that the Payne family is here to continue to support and serve you. As a multi-generational business, there is no job that is too big or too small. Residential, commercial, industrial, hospitality, we're here for anything you need. 24/7, 365. Give us a call, 225-925-8552.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Saban office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Saban have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers.
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. Friday, March the 26th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect to see mostly cloudy skies with a high of 80. Coming up on OTBOT, FanDuel's Megan Making Money stops by at 9:30 to give you some picks. You can follow the show on Twitter and Instagram at OTB_ESPN or watch live at the 1045 ESPN YouTube channel and interact inside the Bayou Ford YouTube chat. OTBOT starts right now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yeah. Why is Nick Saban talking to Louisiana High School Coaches Association?
I don't know.
I agree
Who
with
booked that puppy?
I agree with Hump Palmer yesterday when he tweeted, of all the people in the world that I would want to speak at this, so like this is the absolute last person on planet Earth.
I bet Hump wants to punch that person in the face.
It was kind of cool though if you watch the clip, listening to him talk about having to evolve. And
wasn't cool when he's rolling off the players from Louisiana that helped them win national championships.
No, I hated that. But I did look, man, the reason why he stayed on top is a willingness to change. Yeah. And I thought it was interesting hearing him talk about how he grew up, how he was molded is that you run the ball and you play defense and you win games that way. And then he's now had to accept that that's actually not how you win games anymore. So
I think Jurgen Klopp might be the person I punch in the face.
You sure it's not Danny for all the photoshops?
It could be Danny through Jurgen Klopp.
Your hate is so. I guess one day I'll stop being surprised. But we're still here at the beginning of our on-air relationship, and I mean your Everton love is so real.
That's not factual there, Danny.
You
couldn't even get my collar off my chin there.
It's connected to your face. I can't.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
no. That's the no. It's that red.
Roberto Firmino, the player for Liverpool. He always scores against Everton, like in the 90th. He might get a punch as well.
So you would literally punch Jurgen Klopp above anybody else. Like Jurgen Klopp seems like a nice guy, doesn't he?
He might be. I don't know, but he coaches Liverpool. He's the manager. So
wow.
Crow hop.
Okay. Wow.
Let's say.
I don't know, man. There's some Phillies.
Wow.
Yeah, crow hopping. That is rough.
That's aggressive.
I mean,
I wouldn't mind delivering one right in the kisser to John Henry still for the Mookie Betts.
Would you take an LSU national championship if Liverpool was going to beat Everton 10 years in a row and then relegate them in year 10?
What on earth is that, Danny?
Just for one championship? That's Jurgen.
That's actually him.
That's actual Jurgen Klopp. Yes. Which again. When Jake puts on his glasses, dude.
I actually don't see that.
It's not, I'm not saying they look alike, but just the beard, the windbreakers, the glasses, they don't look alike, but the aesthetic is similar. Can we agree on that?
The aesthetic,
is similar. Look at that. I mean, that's
but
just
they actually look nothing alike.
From the same person. YouTube.com/1045 ESPN. Look at their coy smiles. Both of them. I see it, dude. I see it. Wait, so Jake, what are you doing? Would you rather?
I don't know. Mitch Williams might get one, too. The Phillies reliever. He broke the Braves' hearts a lot of times.
Let's say, though, that like a genie, Robin Williams pops up. And he offers you this scenario where LSU wins a natty, but Everton gets smoked by Liverpool 10 years in a row, and on year number 10, Liverpool relegates Everton.
So one natty.
One natty.
Just one?
For LSU, but a decade of Everton
here's
being
the deal.
bad.
Like, LSU is such a program that, like, that's not a great deal. LSU is probably going to win one in a 10-year span.
I like this. I like this. I like
You know
where
what
you're
I'm
going
saying?
here. You're just finding an excellent way to get out of sending Liverpool into this hellscape.
03-1, 07-1,
Yeah.
11 didn't.
Yeah.
And then,
we
19
went,
and then 19 won. So I got a pretty good chance. So, if I was a program like let's see, give me Ole Miss. Ole Miss would take that deal every day.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. It's a strong answer by you. It's a strong answer by you because it allows you to not doom Everton. And I think you're playing
I've
the
told y'all
mathematical
before,
odds there.
Number one over everything is LSU. But number two is Everton for your boy.
Wow. It's wild, dude. It's incredible.
Then it goes like other teams, even the ones I played for. But
are you going to watch on Sunday as the U.S. team vies for its Olympic livelihoods?
Yeah, of course I'm going to watch. I watched the friendly against Jamaica yesterday, which U.S. won 4-1.
Now, I'm assuming this is the men's team, not the under-23
yes,
team.
This is the full national team.
And am I wrong, or is the men's team still just scoring goals at will right now?
Against terrible teams. It's terrible.
Goals still count, Danny.
Jamaica's not terrible. They're in the top 50 in the FIFA rankings. What do you mean?
Top 50? Oh, my God. What are we talking about?
Don't throw them in a terrible team. Jamaica's got plenty of Premier League players.
I agree with Danny, dude. Top 50 doesn't do anything. Doesn't do anything for me.
No offense to either one of y'all, but y'all don't know FIFA rankings. And if you don't think top 50 means something. They're actually 47th, actually. So.
Yeah, I mean, are we giving who finished
even worse? 47 is not worse than 50. Danny.
How many? Okay, obviously y'all are better suited to answer this than I am. How many countries are in the world? How many countries are in FIFA?
Oh, there's over 200.
Okay. So it's it's like a quad one win.
The U.S.
It's
is
like
20,
beating St. Louis.
The U.S. is 22nd.
It's like beating St. Louis in basketball. Great. I'm not going to get too excited about it. I mean, right there, it's a quad one win. Sure, whatever. It's not a horrible team. But it's nothing exactly right home about beating Jamaica 4-1. I do like the 4, though. Too many years, the U.S. has had a distinct lack of creativity on the offensive, on the attack, if you will.
Mexico will always own that CONCACAF.
Yeah, okay.
He knows I'm right.
No, you're not right. Nothing about that's right.
He knows I'm right.
Dos Cero, pal. There's a saying for a reason.
I cannot wait for a U.S.-Mexico match that actually matters and features the premier big boy teams.
Yeah. We'll get it soon.
All right.
Right? This summer. We'll get it this summer.
So did y'all tell me who got traded to the Denver Nuggets? Y'all told me today?
Aaron Gordon.
So Aaron Gordon joins Jamal Murray and Jokic in the Denver Nuggets. And, of course, in classic Pelicans fashion, who do the Pelicans play tonight at 7 p.m. in the Blender?
The Nuggets.
The Denver Nuggets. So Aaron Gordon will be available for this game, I have to assume, right? I mean, the deals made yesterday, generally they can manage to make that happen.
Do they have any COVID protocols still?
Oh, that's true. Okay, maybe you look out a bit if there is some sort of COVID thing where he has to back off, because otherwise that's just classic Pelicans right there. Sometimes the luck just not falling their way. All of a sudden they add a premier player. Orlando's completely rebuilding, and you have to run into him night number 1 when he's going to be most hungry to prove himself. Now, there will be a bit of a chemistry thing, but I do feel like in basketball, more so than any other sport, you can immediately overcome that chemistry. You could just make it work almost immediately because everybody's just out there hooping. I think this is a big game for the Pels. I think the Nuggets are going to be out for revenge after. Look, it was what, 3 games ago now where they had the strong fourth quarter to close it out. And it was Brandon Ingram and Zion Williamson working fantastically off of one another. That felt like a major growth point. I'm not getting my hopes up. I think the Pelicans will lose because that's just how I've been conditioned. But I would be pretty beside myself with happiness if they were able to come out tonight and they were able to beat a good Denver Nugget team, but especially if they could beat them in that same style with a strong finish. Because like how they did L.A., normally they suck in the third quarter, the Pelicans do. Well, they blew them. They closed the game in the third quarter. If you get this Pelicans team finishing with a strong fourth tonight, you now have Lonzo Ball settled. None of that is up in the air anymore. It's unclear whether or not he'll play tonight, I believe, right now. But like, okay, then there's some real momentum starting to be gained. Now, we've done this dance 3 or 4 times this year already. We have, okay. And so I'm falling into it again. But again, I'm not fully there. But if they win tonight, and especially in the manner in which they could potentially win, if they get it done tonight, I will give myself once again fully over to the hype.
There's no question that the Nuggets improved themselves with that trade, right? And you're going to face the guys they got in that trade because basketball, that's just how it is. It's not like, when you get traded for football, you got to learn the playbook and you're getting inserted into the rotation. So they're going to play that already a good team.
Yeah.
But they just got a really good player in Gordon. So it'll be fascinating to see how that plays out because if you go out and you beat this team, that's even better of a win than the last time you beat them.
And I mean, because consistency is the thing that has always eluded the Pelicans. And it's weird, dude. It's really weird. Their net rating's really good. Like overall, they're like 14th in net rating. I don't know. And well, actually, I think this is what I've kind of boiled it down to because there's a lot of stuff where on paper the Pelicans' record should be better than what it is. So what that tells me is they're doing all of the dirty work to get to the finish line, and now they just have to learn how to finish. Like they're just tripping at the end literally every time. I think that's partially because they're the 5th youngest team in the NBA. And my hope would be that because you're doing everything else right, that learning that final piece, that you could actually affect that within this season. Like it's not something that you need a whole offseason to change. It's not something that you need major personnel changes to change. And I think that's why you kept Lonzo Ball is because you believe that you can fix that issue here within the season. And if you can, because Lonzo and Ingram and Zion together only seem to be getting better and better. And Zion's only getting more and more comfortable with the ball in his hand. It is a sight to behold. And so the stats are there. If you can learn to finish in crunch time when it matters, then all of a sudden, you're a legitimate playoff team. So
I think, too,
fingers crossed.
Trading JJ, not that JJ was any kind of like this toxic behavior. It seemed like he handled it extremely well, but it was an uncertain situation. I'm sure it was a little awkward, right? So you make that move. You ship him off to Dallas. You get some players in return. Who knows what they'll be, but still, like you've got that out of the locker room. Lonzo probably has more security now that you didn't trade him. That can maybe elevate his play just a little bit. So I do think, although they didn't make these big moves, the moves they make can help kind of the culture of the locker room.
Yeah, and look, again, Melly and JJ, I loved them, but three-point shooters that can't make threes are not very valuable. So you had to move on. All right, coming up next, it is science time, boys. Light your Bunsen burners. Weigh the measurements. Metric system. Grams. Other stuff sciencey. We're doing a brand new OTB tier list as we rank the best fictional football players of all time. And what a list it is. Stick around here on Off the Bench.
OTB. OT.
Go to Go Roof, GEAUXroof.com, 927-8300, 927-8300 for all of your roofing needs you want. Go Roof. I mentioned that leak in my home that is from the roof. I just call them up. They come out there. I get a free professional estimate, know exactly where I stand. But he's licensed, bond insured, so I can trust who's fixing the issue. And it's going to be fixed promptly. And then they're going to stand by their work, a 2-year workmanship guarantee on top of the manufacturer warranty. So Go Roof takes responsibility for the work that they are putting out there. And so for any roofing issues that you need, and look, if insurance covers it, great. If not, they have great monthly payment options. They can work with you. But again, the estimate is completely free. So you get to make a fully informed decision. You then decide to work with Go Roof. You're going to call 927-8300. When they answer the phone, you're going to say, roof's up. And we're like, oh, I love that. And then when you work with them, you're going to get a beautiful new roof every single time. GoRoof.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jdacody.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Can you feel it? Spring is almost here, and if you got a new boat for Christmas or you just want to take your boat to a new level, you want front-to-back boat service, HD displays, live sonar that show the fish before you cast, trolling motors. At front to back, they got not one, but two NMEA certified techs for all of your marine electronic needs. How does a brand new speaker system sound? Well, guess what? They do that too. So call 225-928-9644 or go to front to back boat service.
Acura of Baton Rouge for attractive offers on the MDX.
50 years ago on Easter Sunday, Breck's Baton Rouge Zoo proudly opened our doors, and we've been hopping ever since. 5 decades of connecting people with animals, teaching our community about the problems facing wildlife and how we can help, and working with zoos across the world to protect endangered species. Today, our future is taking flight by stretching the possibilities of what your zoo can become, while we keep it fun and affordable.
Bet Rivers presents a Friday edition of Game Time from Rafino's on Highland Road. Jimmy makes his Sweet 16 picks, and Bruce Marshall joins the show from Vegas. Looking for angles, crunching the numbers, sweating the action. Game Time, 10 a.m., 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
All right, we started some early science here during the commercial break. We saved some of the big names, and I'm sure that this will extend to after the shows, drinking delicious cold Coors Light with Blue Mountains. Hopefully they won't spill all over studio this time. But this is Friday, which means time for an OTB OT tier list. And this week we are ranking fictional football players, and what a ranking it is. So already in the A category, we've got our girl Icebox holding it down for Little Giants.
Love it.
We've got Booby Miles. You want to win, let Booby spin. We got Tweeter, one of Jake's favorite slot receiver, right? The original Wes Welker from Varsity Blues. And we got Joe Kane, the quarterback from the program.
Bro, you gotta quit hating on Joe.
I love the program. I love the program. Joe Kane is not the standout of the program, in my opinion.
He's the lead football player.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's odd, but in like terms of characters that I love coming out of that movie, like you don't love Joe Kane more than Latimer. I don't think Latimer's lower on this list because he's not as good of a football player. But do you love Joe Kane more than Latimer?
I mean, Joe Kane to me was the movie. Like he was the main character. He was the quarterback.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, I don't know. Maybe I'm just sick of quarterbacks always getting to be the main character.
Well, that part of it, okay, I get it. Because Flynn thinks he was the lead
Matt
character.
Flynn? That's what I'm saying, dude. What are we trying to do here? Okay, so let's rank some of the big boys in that we got sitting down here. Paul Crewe. Burt Reynolds, Paul Crewe.
Okay, so if you're against Joe Kane, I don't know. Paul Crewe to me and not Adam Sandler. Do not even Burt Reynolds,
the original.
Adam Sandler could be a D though, right? I mean, he could be on the list.
Adam Sandler's Paul Crewe it wasn't that bad. It wasn't great, but it wasn't that bad.
It was fun.
Paul Crewe at least deserves to be a B for me.
I'm good with that.
I would switch him and Joe Kane, but we can have that conversation
Okay,
later.
we can have that.
We can have that.
Put him as a B. Okay, Forrest Gump. Now, yes, he played for Alabama.
Yes, he did.
If Alabama was a person, it would be the person that I would punch in the face in the entire world. It's not a person, though. And we have to be, what do we always say about science? What do we say?
Science over feelings.
Exactly.
Yep.
Forrest Gump was an All-American kick returner.
But that's all he was a kick returner.
That's all he was.
But
Yeah, he couldn't learn his
All-American
plays.
dude is huge, bruh.
How's
Trendon
it feel to
Holiday?
be an All-American?
Trendon Holiday wasn't very good?
Trendon was on offense.
Yeah, Trent
What did we
got
just
the
talk
ball.
about in the NFL yesterday and what Trendon would do during meetings in the NFL?
But we're talking about college.
No, we're not. You literally just told me this story yesterday about how Trendon, all he had to do was special teams in the league because he wasn't playing offense.
That was the league. We talking about LSU.
My point is that there's massive value to be had in an All-American kick returner. What this is all building up to, Forrest Gump needs to be in the S.
No,
at least early on. At least
absolutely
early
not.
on. And then we can change
returner?
it. And then we can change it. All-American, though, guys. All-American. It's hard to do.
Almost everybody on this list was an All-American.
That's terrible.
There we go. Okay, the Galloping Ghost. Admittedly, I've never seen everybody's
I was
All-American.
about to say, speaking of
So
All-Americans.
I'm going to have to concede here to y'all's
You've never
opinion.
seen it.
I've never seen it. I know. It's
I'll
a
be damned.
bad blind spot. I feel bad.
Let's move on because we'll have arguments that are going to last too long on this one because of your Forrest Gump take.
These are early rankings.
Forrest Gump takes
Forrest
so
Gump may not
bad.
hang in the S.
Oh, he
We'll
will
see.
not.
We'll see. So what do you want to do with the Galloping Ghosts? The first of two Dennis Quaids that are going to be on there. We already have Dennis Quaid from Any Given
Jack
Sunday
Rooney.
in the D for getting benched. Maybe he needs to see.
I don't know.
I feel like y'all don't love this character, but you feel
I
bad
do.
because it's supposed to be Billy Cannon, so you want to rank it higher than.
No, I do. I'm just looking where we have everyone else, and it's starting to fill up in certain tiers. Like he's he's a better character than LL Cool J in Any Given Sunday, but also appreciate LL Cool J in Any Given Sunday.
Okay, we'll make a bit of it. I'm gonna we'll move this along. Put him in the C for now. We'll hash it out. Jonathan Moxon, to me, that's like D tier fodder written all over it.
You're such
He's
a
just
troll.
trying to be a
He's
troll.
such a troll.
I'm just trying to mess
Jonathan
with it.
Moxon, to me, is probably going to be my S tier candidate.
Okay.
I don't hate that. I mean, I kind of agree.
Jonathan Moxon was
He
fantastic.
looks a lot like Hester. I don't know if y'all noticed. Like
Wait,
no, like
wait,
not
no,
in the
he
bad
does,
way.
like in facial structure.
Yeah, like I was looking at a lot of his
Vanderbeek there,
pictures. It
You
was like
do
this
have
guy
a
kind of
little
looks
bit
like
of
Hester.
Vanderbeek in you. You probably love that as a Dawson fan, right?
I was Team Pacey.
Oh, wow. Vanderbeek's better looking than Pacey.
I'm not talking about looks. I'm talking about the way the show went.
Yeah, I can't speak to that. I never saw it. Okay, so I know put Forrest in the S. I would also put Julius
You don't
Campbell
get to
from
do
Remember
that.
the Titans in the S.
You get one vote for S tier.
Well, okay.
Isn't that how we've always done
Yeah,
it?
that is
since
true.
I've been here.
That is true. So I want Julius Campbell in the A then. Can't go lower. Right side, strong side. Remember the Titans is one of the best movies ever.
It's a fantastic film.
Okay, the quarterback from Little Giants, who I actually don't have.
Junior? Okay, Junior.
The gray ghost on the Galloping Ghost. That what people are telling me.
I need to watch Little Giants. It's been way too long.
I would put him in the D. I like the Little Giants. I loved Little Giants, but Icebox and Spike were the Little
fair.
Giants stars to me. And the cat who had to pretend that the football was toilet paper to catch it.
Pitch it, Johnny.
I love
Love
that
Johnny.
kid, dude. Okay, now we arrive at an interesting one. Latimer. A guy who, not the best football player on the list.
He had his moments.
Starting defense, place at the table. Did have to take a lot of anabolic steroids to get there. We were
Plenty.
talking about a dinner last night, but if we were doing a scouting report, oh boy, stiff. Stiff hips, very strong, but stiff hips. Could do to play with a bit more bend, a bit more leverage. Not the quickest. I love Latimer. I think B to C is where I'm living with him right now. And I used to write GMFT on all of my stuff back in the day for Latimer. So he had a big impact on me. But he is it's just, there's a lot of cons
I'll go
to
B.
him. Okay,
I'll go
B.
B.
Let's put him in the B for
I'll go
now.
B.
Put him in the B for now. My boy Louis Lastic.
He heard football and he came running.
Also, Remember the Titans, an incredible movie about people from different backgrounds coming together. What was the theme song for their unity? Ain't no mountain high, Ain't no
T-Bob, I don't
valley
remember
low.
a play that he had though.
Bruh, we'll
That's
watch the
true.
movie because old boy pancakes people left and right.
A lot of people are hating on Remember Titans in the chat.
Okay, well,
They
that's
can hate on all they want. It's a good movie.
I mean, what do you just have a hard heart? You just got an icy heart over there. Well, I need more. I need like murder and
some people
sex
say-
in my high school football
Some
drama.
people are saying that it shouldn't be on the list because it's nonfiction.
I mean, I was saying that the whole
my
week leading up to
God,
this, but
dude.
it's
you
fine.
were saying that. We're not having that fight. Whatever. That doesn't matter.
I mean-
No, we're not having that fight. The Remember the Titans characters belong in here.
I'm still like I can't stop looking at Forrest Gump being
Look,
in the
you
S-
can appreciate this though.
That's C tier.
Every locker room
The kick
needs
returner.
every
I know.
locker room needs a glue guy. Who is the first one that starts singing "Ain't No Mountain High, Ain't No Valley Low" and starts to bring together when they're at the cafeteria and they're off of their camp and they're bonding?
I appreciate.
It's Louis
I
Lastic.
do appreciate everything you just said. I really do.
Who doesn't
But-
love a lovable fat O lineman to bring the team
And by
together?
the way, this actor right now is jacked.
Yeah, he's huge.
Yeah,
absolutely.
hell yeah.
Really? I didn't know that.
Shredded.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
check it out.
Shredded.
Good for him. He finally got it.
I don't know though, but in Remember the Titans, he was like the sixth person you thought about. That's the problem.
Okay, put him in the C then. We can put him in the C.
I think about Ryan Gosling being an absolute
No,
liability.
dude.
Terrible.
No,
He was
being
so
a
bad.
liability
Okay.
at defensive, like
So bad.
more than I think about him. You know what I'm saying?
All I'm saying is Lastic
You got
was the
Bertier, you got
premier.
Sunshine.
Lastic was the premier O lineman on a state championship team. That's all I'm saying. What is old boy's name from Any Given Sunday that LT played?
Shark.
Yeah. Is he A? Is he?
When he cuts the vehicle.
I mean, do we dare put Lawrence Taylor anywhere underneath the A ranking in this list, dude?
He was
I mean, he's not Lawrence Taylor in that movie.
I know, but you can't deny that it is
I know,
Lawrence
you really
Taylor.
can't.
He was a good character.
And he's a great character.
Right now, we can put him in the A. Possibly gonna move back.
A to B for him.
Listening to the
for
canon talk about Lawrence Taylor is some of the most unbelievable
Oh, I bet.
conversation you can have. He said he used to just look like a demon on the edge. He'd have these red eyes from like partying the night before, be frothing at the mouth, and then he would just kill you. The kicker from The Replacements, who the soccer player, little footy guy,
Smoking a cig on
Here,
the sideline.
yeah. Kicker,
Good
D-
vibes.
D-
Kicker.
D-
Oh,
D-
he's a kicker, but the special teams.
Yeah,
kick
the guy
returner.
who returns the kick though. He's
wasn't
an
All-American.
He didn't even return punts.
He wasn't All-American.
Just kicks.
He wasn't even All-American.
They had to go get him after he scored the touchdown anyway because he just kept running.
He couldn't stop.
Now we're back on Forrest? No. We're talking about the kicker from The Replacements.
D tier.
Put him in the D.
Paul Blake.
I don't know who these next two are.
You never seen Necessary Roughness.
I've never
Paul
seen
Blake,
Necessary Roughness.
Texas State.
Actually, when I was
Armadillos.
doing research for this segment last night, Necessary Roughness popped up quite a bit, and I've never seen it.
Yes, he is a quarterback that did not use all of his eligibility, so he's able to come back as like a 40-year-old.
Kind of like that
It
setup.
is really good. Kathy Ireland's in
Is
the
that
movie.
like Matt-
Sinbad is in the movie.
Is that Matt Flynn's dream? I did see all of this last night. Kathy Ireland looked beautiful. Sinbad looks awesome. I love Sinbad. I love the movie First Kid.
I believe they tie Kansas in the movie. Then they get a big win against their in-state rival, and I think.
So where you put him? Since you're the expert on Necessary Roughness.
He's B. He's for sure B for me.
Okay, let's get a little top heavy.
Just
but
because you haven't
we'll
seen
do it
it.
for now.
We got to move some things.
We'll move it. Okay, so who's this right here?
North Dallas 40, Nick Nolte.
I see. I know it's Nolte, but
We'll
what's
move
his
that since
character,
y'all
North
haven't
Dallas
seen
40?
it. Yeah, y'all haven't seen
And so just D tier, or just do it later. You're saying
Do it later, yeah.
Okay, we'll do it later.
It's Radon Randall from Blue Mountain State. I put him in there.
Okay. Wait. So are we going television though?
Oh,
I mean, yeah, he's a fictional football player.
If we go television, then we got to put in Riggins from Friday Night Lights. I mean, that opens.
Okay, so do
Wait, I thought we had Friday
I thought we did have Friday Night
Friday
Lights.
Night's the movie,
Oh,
not
we have
Friday
the
Night
movie.
Lights, the
Okay.
TV show.
All right, then maybe we don't go.
And then if you
TV.
do Blue Mountain State, aren't there like multiple Blue Mountain State bros that people are obsessed with?
yeah,
I put the main three in the whole.
Okay, well, maybe let's just hold off on them for now. I'm not saying they don't make this list. Maybe we end up putting them on. Ray Finkel.
Here we go.
I mean,
He was one hell of a model American.
Einhorn, Finkel.
Legendary character.
One hell of a model American.
Blew a Super Bowl. Did get into law enforcement afterwards. Thank you for your service, Ray.
That was actually Lois Einhorn.
Fantastic mustache.
So, but here's
Plus mustache.
Here's the question. Fantastic character, but blowing a Super Bowl should put you in the D tier. Does the love for Ace Ventura raise Ray Finkel to the C tier?
It does for me. It's such a good movie. I'm looking for Ray Finkel and a clean pair of shorts.
I'm going to stick him down in the D tier. I'm still sticking him in the D tier.
Blue Mountain State was actually a movie. Someone said in the chat.
Oh, really?
It was also
They
show.
made a movie.
And
out
they
of
made
it?
a movie out of it.
I didn't know that.
Is it based on Boise? I've always wondered that. All right, Cuba Gooding, obviously Jerry Maguire. What are we thinking? Show me the money, baby. Show me the
as far as
show
the
me the A
character,
tier.
man.
Show me the A tier, baby. I mean, we just put Jerry Maguire in our S tier for
Yeah,
Tom Cruise movies.
I'll fight
and we're
for
gonna,
A
and we're
tier.
gonna leave Cuba
Yeah.
out of the A tier.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah,
Catching a
I'm convinced.
crazy touchdown, which
Congratulations, you're still my agent.
almost breaks his neck.
Yeah, playing for the Cardinals.
Yeah,
Didn't have great times.
Also, yes, an actual NFL player. A lot of people on this list not making it to league. No disrespect. I mean, it is what it is. Sunshine.
Game ball.
C.
Ronnie Bass.
Love Sunshine, but
Yeah,
a C.
C. Yeah.
Oh, I would have gone B, but all right.
Okay.
B's just heavy right now. Maybe he gets up, but B's heavy right now. Rudy.
D.
Yeah. D.
S
Get him
tier.
out of here.
I'm joking.
No, I mean, look, we love him.
Wait,
right?
Esther.
Everyone
I
knows
said
he's
S
S
tier.
tier.
Oh, I was like, I was not a walk-on there, buddy.
Yeah.
No. I know it looked like a walk-on,
You were
but I
kind
wasn't
of like
one.
Rudy, though, 2-star, but I mean, you had way more success than Rudy did. But you had a little
Scholarship
bit.
offers,
Yeah, you had a little
T-Bob.
bit coming in.
It's a good motivational story.
It's good. Yeah, I agree. Shane
He was
Falco.
offsides, by the way. Rudy was absolutely offsides.
Shane Falco might be an S.
Shane, he goes no lower than A.
I
Shane
would
Falco
go
goes no lower than
I
A.
will go S with Falco for now, and let's
Okay.
bump up somebody later. Or excuse me, let's go A with Falco for now, and we'll see what happens because, again, he wasn't in the league. He got back in the league. We don't know if he stuck around. Okay, Bobby Boucher.
S tier.
This is
I mean,
an S.
S. Sorry, I
He,
said
he,
S.
he may
Yeah.
be the number one overall pick.
Yeah,
You remember
I
when
think
Bobby
he is.
Boucher
I
came back at
mean,
halftime and the Mud Dogs
He's
won the
not even
Bourbon Bowl?
close. And what does Bobby Boucher have?
Louisiana blood.
A neck roll and Louisiana blood.
And he does have a
very
neck roll.
powerful combination.
There's
Incredibly
A
powerful.
pet horse
combination.
named Steve, too.
And he wears number 9. That number's pretty important in Louisiana football.
Shout out Chadwick Boseman. Rest in peace. That's true. I didn't think about that.
Joe Burrow, Drew Brees.
Yeah, and now Bobby Boucher. So this is, I never saw Draft Day.
People hate on that movie so much, and it's really not that bad.
But Vontae Mack is like supposed to be like a beastie in from Ohio
Yeah, man.
State. I love Chadwick Boseman. Can't believe that he's gone. R.I.P.
Vontae
C?
Mack's a C tier. I
C
was gonna
tier
say
for
he's C
Vontae
tier.
Mack? Yeah,
He's-
for sure. And then we got Steeman.
Just like Forrest Gump, it's a C tier.
We got Steeman, Willie Beeman, baby. What we got? Where are we putting him? C and S? C and A? Doesn't feel like a B. What are you doing, Beeman?
Pretty good character.
Jamie Foxx, looking good. All-time song. Swag out of the control. Exciting quarterback.
B? We thinking B?
He's higher than me.
Higher than B?
Oh, so here-
A is getting heavy.
Okay, because we have to go to break, we're going to put him in A, and then the knife fight will officially begin after the show. So this is the rough draft. We obviously got a lot of people who got to get bumped down. We got to achieve our staircase effects. Tough decisions will have to be made. Coming up next, we got our girl, Megan Making Money, as she's going to give you some picks for this weekend. Keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
OTB, OT.
All-Star
Hey now,
Toyota.
you're an all-star. There you go.
Good show. Go play. Hey now. You're a rock star. Go buy a car from All-Star Toyota.
Today?
Yeah. It's right in front of me, and I missed it.
That's why we're Team T.
You can't miss the deals at All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, though, if you were to go there, because they're right in front of you, surrounding you for whatever type of vehicle that your family needs. Again, if you have kids and you're like, man, I need more room, right? Even these big SUVs, they're just not getting it done. Check out the Toyota Sienna minivan. I know you'll have all seen Harry Potter when they go to the Quidditch World Cup and they step inside the tents, and it's like a mansion inside the tents. That's basically how the Sienna feels. You step inside, it's way bigger than your mind ever could have expected. All-Star Toyota.
I don't know that, but I'll take your word for it. Something I can tell you about is all the selections they do have if you have all the children. Ton of SUVs over there to fit your family.
That's right. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All Star Toyota today.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
Starting in 1974, Central Plumbing has served Baton Rouge and surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Through these tough and trying times, we want you to remember that the Payne family is here to continue to support and serve you. As a multi-generational business, there is no job that is too big or too small. Residential, commercial, industrial, hospitality, we're here for anything you need. 24/7, 365. Give us a call, 225-925-8552.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
$29,995.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Friday's AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. The Riot Radio Hours return, and we're getting you set for LSU at Tennessee. Join us Friday, 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to OTB OT. Right now, it is time to talk to one of our favorite people in the world. It is MeganMakinMoney from FanDuel.com. You know her, you love her. She's gotten infinitely more famous than us within the course of one football season. Megan, what's going on? How you feeling?
That was a very nice intro. It warmed my heart. I'm feeling great. How are y'all? That's a better question.
We're doing well. We're doing very well. Me and you were texting last night, and it looks like Ted Lasso is a lying piece of trash. Goldfish memories are not only 10 seconds. In fact, Megan sent me a video on YouTube of a goldfish that was trained to do tricks. And a simple Google search revealed that goldfish actually have memories up to 5 months. So
boom.
Yeah. Ted, Jason Sudeikis. You made me look like an idiot on air. I'll also kind of shout out goldfish. Also, treat your goldfish right because their memory's a little longer than you think.
Okay? Oh boy, okay. Mm-hmm. Hey, Megan, real quick, before we get into the picks, when you think football movie characters from movies, the first couple that kind of come to mind?
Obviously, Bobby Boucher is one. We're talking football movies. Michael Orr.
Oh wow, we didn't even think about Blindside. But then we run into the old fictional, real. We're giving, remember, the Titans a pass, but we're not giving Muso's Dan Marino and Ace Ventura a pass. Okay, Michael Orr, sure. We'll have to discuss that. We'll put it to the council.
The Asian in, I think it's the replacement that eats the eggs. I like him.
Oh, the big alignment, dude. Hell yeah, dude. I like the
Sumo
entire
wrestler,
O-line in the replacement. The bodyguard's a sumo wrestler. It's a good group of guys. I love John Favreau's linebacker in the replacement.
The policeman?
He's like a SWAT guy. He's a SWAT raider.
Also, Dark Horse, he's not a football player, but shout out to managers. Radio. Can't forget Radio.
Yeah.
I never saw Radio.
Katie brought that one up last night. Yeah,
I never
Radio,
saw Radio. Is Radio good?
Yeah, Radio's good.
It's Cuba Gooding Jr. You gotta see it.
Well, I don't. Yeah, I mean, Cuba's had some bangers, but I don't know if I consider Cuba Gooding Jr. like a you gotta see it type of actor.
I'm not saying that either, but I'm saying as far as football movies go, you got to see it. It's just one of those you got to.
The football argument is fairer than the Cuba argument. I mean, are you going to go to bat for Cuba's full resume here, Jake?
No, but he's got some good ones.
He had some early bangers. It's been rough as of late. Ever since Snow Dogs, it's been a little chilly.
Okay, yeah. Okay, you changed my mind.
Even though I did love Cisco and Snow Dogs. And I just generally love Cisco. We were singing the thong song
Cisco,
yesterday.
Oh, like Drew Hill, Cisco?
Like Cisco thong song, Cisco.
Well, it's the same person. Drew Hill was the band. Cisco was the lead singer of.
Oh, what?
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Y'all today years old?
I guess so.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
I literally just said Cisco. I thought he was a one-man band.
Yeah, me too. I'm kind of shook right now. So I think Megan is as well. So outside of your Cisco knowledge, Jake, you're normally pretty good at picks. So is Meg. Sweet 16 on the horizon. Megan, how you feeling? What you got, man?
I'm feeling good. So Saturday slate, looking at Baylor over Villanova. Obviously, Villanova is without their best player, and Jay Wright is a great coach. I'm waiting for the number to come down, though, because FanDuel has it at like 7, I think, and it's just a little too much right now to play Baylor, but that's what I'm leaning there. I love the Beavers +7. I got that this morning. I think that Sister Jean might be a witch if the Ramblers continue to do what they've been doing.
The ultimate twist.
Right. So you never really know. And I like Oral Roberts. I got them +11.5, I believe. I mean, Arkansas has been great, but I feel like Dogs have just been so hungry in the tournament thus far. I like Oral Roberts, and I feel like if they're just only going to keep playing up. Let's see. I also love Alabama. I got them at 6.5, I think.
Oh.
I know.
It's just a horrible
It's
sentence
just
to have to
a
utter
sentence.
out loud.
Now
but
it's going to be cut up, and we're going to replay it every time you come on. And
it's a good pick, though. I guess.
But I'm saying they've made me a lot of money during the tournament. I don't love Alabama. I love the money that Alabama has brought to me. How about that? I'll rephrase myself.
I like Tuscaloosa.
Oh, that's Hunt.
Wow.
Ooh,
There's
yeah.
Hunt Palmer
Oof.
drop that Musa had just ready to roll at all times. Am I dumb, or should you just always put money on Gonzaga to cover in this tournament?
I'm not going to lie, I've not bet Gonzaga, or Gonzaga, I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
Gonzaga,
the Zags.
Oh, great.
The Zags, exactly. That's what I say, because I usually butcher names. But I think that team has just been rolling folks, and I don't think it's like a bad thing to put them to cover, but the number is always so high. Right. It's like, if you're trying to cover 25 points, it's going to be a nail biter from like the first shot. So I don't really like to bet those games. I also took Florida State plus the 2.5. I think I actually think they might win, right. I'm also just fading the Big Ten, and I'm also still mad about the LSU game. And I also like the Ducks. I like Oregon against USC. I know you like the West Coast, Jake. What do you think about that pick?
That one's tough because we've seen that matchup before, and USC got USC got the better of the Ducks there. I think it was like a 14-point victory. But Oregon right now, look, not playing that first game, as you know, like you got fresher legs. Like this tournament format is very difficult to play in because you're playing so many days. There's not a lot of rest, not a lot of practice. I think that is actually going to benefit them. So I actually do like that pick.
All right, awesome, because I think they could win outright. I mean, it's a revenge game in the Sweet 16 spot. Like, how much better could that win get if they pull it off?
So you're betting games, Megan. Do y'all have any other kind of interesting action going on at FanDuel that people like? Like, how deep does the degenerate hole go when it comes to college basketball?
I mean, no shade, but we can bet on the women's tournament. That's pretty big, and it's also a lot of people don't realize there's a lot of value there because a lot of people don't bet women's basketball. So that there's the women's tournament. I mean, I want to say that the NIT was last night. I didn't. I went 1 and 2, but it's the NIT. It's the
betting
tourney.
the NIT.
T-Bob, I bet the CBI. Yes.
Oh, that's so gross. It's just disgusting.
What do you mean?
It's like playing in the mud.
Pepperdine took me on a roll. I won some money off Pepperdine CBI.
Pepperdine, the most preppy college maybe in America.
No, as far as FanDuel, we got pretty much anything that you could absolutely want. I mean, obviously we got a lot of NBA stuff. NBA is still going on, so but I do not bet NBA. You can say that I'm a degenerate all you want, but I will not lose my money to LeBron James or James Harden or anyone else.
All right, hey, real quick, a game I don't think we covered here, Syracuse and Houston. I think that Syracuse is always difficult when you play in that second game because of their defense. You don't have as long to get ready for it. So are we leaning Houston here because Houston's had like a week to get ready for Syracuse and their defense, and they're the more talented team?
So, okay, I have kind of been on the Syracuse train. My bracket is completely busted in every single way except for the fact that I had Syracuse all the way up to the Sweet 16, and I actually have them beating Houston in the Sweet 16. That father and son duo of Buddy. Buddy Buckets has just been absolutely on fire. This Houston matchup is definitely going to test them, but I think they're +6. And the number might go up a little bit. I don't know. I stayed away from that game because I'm invested in Syracuse now, and I actually really want them to continue their role. I think they're a really fun team to watch, and I've just stayed away from that one because I didn't want to be sad.
There you go. Megan Making Money at Megan Making Money on Twitter. Follow her and all the content she does for FanDuel. She absolutely kills it. Meg, thank you so much. Anything else you want to push on the way out here?
Can you help me decide where I can eat for lunch?
Where you're going to eat for lunch in Lafayette? Where are we talking?
Yeah, just in general. Can you give me like a chain somewhere that you
Walk-Ons, because I'm a proud Walk-Ons owner, and you should always support the brand because Walk-Ons is fantastic, and I know that you have a love for Walk-Ons as well. It's never a wrong answer. The menu's great.
You walked right into that one, Megan. I think you were actually there last weekend, weren't you? Did I see you tweeting out beers at 10 a.m.?
Yeah. I'm there all the time. We go and we sit there and we drink a couple of beers and eat the Moz logs, and they're my favorite things in the world.
There you go.
I literally could eat them probably every day.
So do it today.
I can't wait for this weekend when Sister Jean pulls her ultimate heel turn and comes out at halftime with an upside-down pentagram and is just throwing up the devil horns
I'm telling you.
Loyola Chicago. Sheep and wolves, or wolf in sheep's clothing. All right, Megan, you have a great weekend.
You too. There's a reason why she's been living this long.
Oh, there you go, dude. Megan, she's seeing behind the veil. All right. Ask the Bench, brought to you by Cold Coors Light, coming up next here on OTB.
OTB, OT. We opened up the playbook and expanded our coverage. Listen daily in high definition on 98.1 HD2. We are 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Have you been arrested for DUI or other traffic violations? Have you made a mistake? We all have. You're not a bad person. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 225-343-1111 or connect with us online at ocbrown.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Saban office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Saban have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Acura of Baton Rouge for attractive offers on the MDX.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Can you feel it? Spring is almost here, and if you got a new boat for Christmas or you just want to take your boat to a new level, you want front-to-back boat service. HD displays, live sonar that show the fish before you cast, trolling motors. At Front to Back, they got not one, but two NMEA certified techs for all of your marine electronic needs. How does a brand new speaker system sound? Well, guess what? They do that too. So call 225-928-9644 or go to Front to Back Boat Service.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
$29,995 for a new Ford F-150. Bayou Ford in Laplace has brand new 2020 Ford F-150s for only...
Bet Rivers presents a Friday edition of Game Time from Rafino's on Highland Road. Jimmy mixes Sweet 16 picks and Bruce Marshall joins the show from Vegas. Looking for angles, crunching the numbers, sweating the action. Game Time, 10 a.m., 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB, OT, with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
He tried to cheat, didn't screw up. He tried to cheat. We're talking about, look, I mean, we're talking about cheating. We got Latimer in there. I think we should move. Everybody wants Forrest Gump out the S, okay? So I know my experiments must have been off. Maybe I didn't have the environment controlled like I should have.
C tier.
For now, let's flip him and Icebox.
Oh, my.
And then we'll revisit it. Jake agrees with me. Icebox should be S tier.
It doesn't matter. Forrest Gump should not be in the A tier. Forrest Gump should be in the C tier.
We can have that conversation next. I more want to advocate for Icebox here. Spike don't play with girls. Well, Spike, you just lost a championship to Icebox and a band of misfits. And Rick Moranis. Who doesn't love Rick Moranis? He's awesome.
I put Julius Campbell
shrunk the
over
kids,
Icebox.
He did. Julius Campbell over Icebox. Well, I think we have room for one more S. I mean, dude, I'm down.
Shane Falco.
Danny, now you're just trolling, though, because you literally tried to bump Julius down to the B
No, I
like
was
last
joking,
commercial break.
I was doing that for Musso because
Oh.
he was saying bump him down.
Let's get to a little Ask the Bench brought to you by Cole Kurz Light, which we are about to enjoy as we finish up this science here. Hashtag Ask the Bench, raw oysters or char grilled?
Char grilled.
Raw.
Raw, if push came to shove. What's the difference between char-grilled and char-broiled? Do I know?
The letters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that it? Okay. Hashtag, Danny, what about you?
Char-grilled.
Really? Okay, interesting.
Oh, I thought you would go, being from New Orleans, I thought you'd go Raw.
Derek Famsky just texted us that Forrest Gump played for the Saints in the sequel. Is there a Forrest Gump sequel?
Wait, what?
What? Somebody, y'all Google this real quick.
Wait, what?
Forrest Gump 2?
Hashtag Ask the Bench. Which movie on the tier list mostly represents the football atmosphere in real life, whether in the locker room or on the field?
Great
I think it's
question.
the program.
Program's pretty good.
Program's pretty damn good, dude. There's obviously some exaggerated stuff, but there's a lot of stuff that's kind of shockingly on point.
Because Any Given Sunday, guys, is not how the NFL is.
Damn.
Sorry, hate to burst your bubble. That's not it. Varsity Blues, like that Texas high school football stuff, like that's real.
I mean, the Friday Night Lights of Destin Permy and Booby Miles, that's real for sure.
That stuff's real. Like those dads, like they go sit out in their lawn chairs and watch like we call them fence leaners, right? They're always leaning on the fence watching practice.
See that? That's state ring. Got to get you one of them, Bo.
Those Texas high, those small town in Louisiana too. Like my mom went to Haynesville, right? When Haynesville played Homer, everybody was there in town, all right?
I mean, it's like West Monroe, dude. Everybody shows up for those games. The entire town pours out. So, okay, so we're saying the program, Varsity Blues and Friday Night Lights. Yeah,
off the top of my head, yeah.
I think that makes a lot of sense.
I love Necessary Roughness, but it's not like a 40-year-old quarterback that played at Penn State and then quit and had eligibility left. Happens all the time. Marquette, the Ireland's the kicker.
No, it all sounds like Matt Flynn's dream. Give him some eligibility. Get that man
He's
back
throwing
on the
a pro
field.
day again this year.
Oh, wow. Okay, there's
almost
saying
40.
that there is a book sequel called Gumping Company.
Oh.
Wow. So Forrest Gump, NFL player. Back
C
in the
tier.
S tier?
No, C tier.
He
Okay.
played for the Gumps.
Well, you know what
like
we need?
call Alabama.
That is true because of
the
that. That's
Gumps
kind of crazy.
Because of Forrest.
All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to grab some cold beers, cold Coors Light. We're going to hash this thing out and release it on Twitter for all of y'all to yell at us. Have a great weekend.
And point your finger.
Hope you have an excellent weekend. Go Tigers. Beat Tennessee.
Beat Florida.
Yeah. We'll see you all Monday. Go Pels. Beat the Nugs.
OTB, OT.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
50 years ago on Easter Sunday, Breck's Baton Rouge Zoo proudly opened our doors, and we've been hopping ever since. 5 decades of connecting people with animals, teaching our community about the problems facing wildlife and how we can help, and working with zoos across the world to protect endangered species. Today, our future is taking flight by stretching the possibilities of what your zoo can become, while we keep it fun and affordable for everyone. Thanks for coming along.